Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sledge Crew. We're back in the Elite Dangerous role-playing game. Playing in a team of 4, known as the Sledge Crew. Why don't we go around the squares? Start with top left, as we normally do.
Okay, I'm Boris, and I'm playing Herbie. Do we need more than that, or quick?
Nope, that's good.
Okay.
You can be as verbose or as not as you want.
Okay, hi, I'm Lyric. I'm playing Lotta.
Oh, is it clockwise, or does Spidey go first?
Spidey, I think? Do I? Okay.
Sure, we'll go with Spidey.
I'm Spidey. I'm playing Ronnie Rocketman.
And I'm Apple. I'm playing Wanky Doodle Dee.
And that's why we saved you for last.
Yeah. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, so to give you guys a quick recap, both the players and the audience, previously on the Sledge Crew, we had a battle erupt right at the end, where the 4 of you were chasing down a lead to find the guy that had basically purchased the cargo that was stolen from your ship by a person that was pretending. What was it? What did we call him again? Pretenzo.
Yeah, Pretenzo.
Yeah.
Pretenzo. There we go. Yes, you guys call him Pretenzo. Which I love. But yeah, so you were hired by Conrad Maddox to pick up some cargo, and then head over to see Nora Russo in the system that you guys are in right now. You met up with a who you thought was Lorenzo Cardi, her kind of like top man or whatever, right? But it was Simon Hyde in disguise. So Pretenzo. You found Simon Hyde at a bar and squeezed him for information. He took you to a warehouse where he dropped off the cargo that he had stolen from you. And it is currently being loaded on the back of a large truck in this warehouse. The door that allows the truck to leave the warehouse is open. The situation was you saw a person who was kind of like looked like they were overseeing things get into the passenger side of the vehicle. The truck is running. The door is open. There are 2 people currently in the process of loading the crate onto the truck. It looks like they are nearly finished. and there were two other people that were kind of standing guard. As you came in from the lit side of the warehouse, or sorry, from the dark side of the warehouse. They were in the lit side of the warehouse, but as you came in with your lights and things, you did attract attention, and two of those guards that were not loading the truck started to make their way towards the sound and the light. And if I remember correctly, let's go to my notes here, where it says, so Loda and Herbie broke off from Wanky and Ronnie, and so Loda and Herbie are moving through the dark side of the warehouse, attempting to avoid oncoming guards. Loda and Herbie plan to prevent the truck from leaving the warehouse. While the truck is still being loaded, the crew seems to be on the verge of completion, and the truck's engine is already running. Wanky and Ronnie currently moving to intercept the two armed guards and are approaching the group's last known location. Wanky and Ronnie plan to engage the guards, hopefully allowing Lota and Herbie to move to the truck. Ronnie has been keeping Nora Russo informed of the situation, the location of Simon Hyde, and the open garage door with the truck preparing to flee. So that was my notes of where we ended. You, of course, are free to do whatever you wish. So I will hand it back over to you four. Why don't we start? Where would we like to start? With Wanky and Ronnie or Loda and Herbie?
If we can do whatever we wish, I'd like to jump and start flying using my superpowers.
I phrased that poorly.
Well, I think the truck seems to be the more pressing issue. Maybe that group?
That's us.
Okay.
It's me and you.
That's good that I remember that.
All right, so I'll do a bit of a switch back and forth because obviously your movement is kind of happening at the same time, right, as the other group. So we'll start with you guys, and you guys are trying to sneak through the dark side of this, or it's fairly dark in the side of the warehouse. You're moving around crates and things, so there is cover. There is you are able to keep yourself hidden, but you are doing this in like dark or dim light. So it's hard to like know exactly where you're walking, and you're also trying not to make any noise. I'm assuming, correct?
Well, you started doing this stealthily, so
Yeah.
I assume we're just going to keep going with that until it goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Sounds good.
Until it goes wrong. Here we go. All right, perfect.
This is out of character, but every character I've played, whether it's in a video game or not, we start with stealth, it goes wrong immediately, and then we go all guns blazing.
Mm-hmm.
Anubis
I
knows that
don't
very
know
well.
what you're talking about, Boris. I don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't make any sense. I've never seen that happen.
Okay.
All right.
So we're going to just creep towards it stealthily?
Yeah.
So I will say that the two of you working in concert, trying to stay stealthily, one can follow the other type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever has the better stealth, you can roll me a stealth while the other one follows.
Well, I've got 2.
I've got 2.
Oh.
So it doesn't matter.
All right. So
Should probably open
decide.
one.
Yeah. Basically, I'll say whoever rolls is the person in front leading the way.
Oh. I'm pretty sure that was Lotta.
Yeah.
Okay, but is it alright if I roll for her? Because she's not in roll 20 yet.
I just realized
sure. Go nuts.
I need roll 20 open.
So I've got roll it and then add the bonus, but then it asks me for skill. What does skill mean? Do I put in
So what
my
button
whole
did you press?
skill? The D10 down the bottom left.
It said roll d10. So I'm assuming you're adding your. Let me click it. So it asks you for a bonus, right? Is that what you're asking about?
Yeah, which is 2. And then I go submit, and then it asks me for skill. Do I put the skill in? The 21?
Value skill.
That's
Yeah.
new, isn't it?
Oh, sorry, that's the name. That's the name. So stealth.
Ah, right. So that you've added that to help you tell what it's for.
Yeah, so that when we're looking at the list, I
Right.
can
Oh,
know
that's
what you
good.
guys rolled for.
Yeah.
The other thing that I actually did for you guys, I kind of went through. Now you might need to check it because you guys have applied your ticks and stuff since then. But I did go through. If you open up your character sheet by clicking on the little newspaper guy, right, and then you can open up your actual character sheet there. And then you go to the character sheet tab, and there actually is like I did input based
Yeah.
on based on your sheets. Before you guys did your applied ticks though. So if you've applied ticks and there's a change to the bonuses, you'll have to update this. But you
shouldn't-
can. There's a little roll button beside each skill, and if you
Yeah.
click that, it'll roll it automatically. So that's another option as long as these are correct and up to date. Otherwise, you can just use that roll button at the bottom, whatever you like. All right. Little housekeeping, sorry, people. So Lotta, you are moving your way through the. I need my cheat sheet here. Okay, you guys are moving your way through the warehouse, and as you kind of like work your way around one of the like cargo containers or shelving units or whatever, right? You hear behind you a bit of a clank, and you look back, and Herbie has kind of tripped over over kind of a loose piece of something kind of just sitting on the ground, kind of like leaning up against one of the crates, and he tripped on it and it fell over and made a clank noise as you guys tried to kind of move around off to the side. As this happens, you do like you're trying to stay hidden and not be too obvious and make too much motion. But I will say that the other two, so Wanky and Ronnie, you guys are actively watching these two, and you hear that clank, and then you see the two guards kind of like stop and look. Both of them look in that direction, and they've got their kind of their weapons up, and they're looking, and they're just scanning. They haven't started moving in that direction yet, but they're currently kind of like on guard and looking in that direction. So we'll come back. We'll come over to you two at the moment. Is there anything that you'd like to do in reaction to that?
Just gonna glare.
That would be
You're just going to glare.
Wanky and Ronnie.
Yeah.
Glare.
Throw your grenades. Throw all your grenades.
All of the grenades.
That escalated quickly.
Well, I'm trying to think, like, if I can send them, like, a message saying just to, like, wait a second and see if the guards kind of give up or, like, lose interest.
Right.
Still on radio.
The four of you are on comms, so you can talk to each other, of course. But you would, if you use your voice, then there's a chance people can hear you.
I don't know. I think
If they hear you, that might be a distraction.
Yeah, but that might just make
That's
them
true.
look harder.
That's true. It's a distraction.
Like, this isn't a throwing a rock in a video game to lead NPCs
Yeah.
away from a
What was that?
container. Yeah, exactly.
Must have been the wind.
I think our best option is to do nothing for now, and if they do see them, then maybe do something.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Although everything is telling me to do something very stupid, but I'm not going to.
All right. So you guys wait for a moment, and I've decided that it's going to be easier for me to just have some dice that I can roll. Can you hear that? Can you hear me rolling dice?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
All right. So they stop for a moment, and it's obvious that they've got their kind of like their senses up, right? They're looking around. They heard something. And then you see kind of like one guy, if you've ever watched like those kind of like military shows, like somebody like he puts his hand up, right, and he kind of points off in that direction, and then he points again towards where you guys came from, and now the two guards split, and one kind of starts heading that way, and one continues to head your direction. They are still staying like kind of close, right, but they're kind of going around opposite sides of like a set of crates or shelves or things, right, and kind of looking in both directions now as they move forward. You still get the sense that they're both trying to track towards where you guys were, but there's one person that's kind of veering off to the side, more towards where the sound was, and is constantly looking in that direction.
Okay.
But they're making their way across, kind of in the direction of where you guys came from.
Now, I'm just thinking out loud here. I'm not saying this just yet, but Spidey, what we could potentially maybe do is if we can relay information to them quiet enough be able to tell them exactly where they are and set up kind of a sneak kill on both of them to keep it quiet. I don't know if that would work.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I can't really do anything quietly, but I mean, you do have a sledgehammer, and that'd be a little bit quieter than
Well, I
a
mean, like,
gunshot.
because if they're moving towards Boris and Lyric, then we can give like Overwatch from above and kind of relay the information of exactly where they are, and hopefully then they can get set up to take them out silently and just choke them out.
Yeah.
Or I could just throw the sledgehammer from up here and just hope that it hits somebody. That's my other option. That's option B.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
that's a good
I feel
idea.
like that needs to be a thing now where on your spaceship you set up this area, like in a hallway, where you got a giant bullseye painted on the one end of the corridor, and you stand there practicing throwing a sledgehammer.
The hull of the ship in that area is slightly bowed out just from
Slightly, yeah.
sledgehammering.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I love it.
Yeah, no, we can try to be
Alright, so-
quiet and
sorry, what
relay
are you
them
doing?
information. Yeah, so we're gonna.
So
I think we're gonna. Your plan. You say it.
It was just like if we can try and kind of very discreetly talk to them through our comm units to like tell them where they are from this like Overwatch view that we've got, so that they can get set up to take these guys out silently.
Okay, so you guys want to try and get into a position where you can see them moving, relay the information you see to them, and if you need to,
Yeah.
you're kind of in an advantageous kind of position to get the jump on them. Is that
Yeah.
the deal? Okay,
Yeah.
so I will have you both roll me. Well, actually, one person, whoever has the better stealth, roll me a stealth, and then the other
I've
one
10.
who doesn't roll the stealth.
I got 20 plus 2, so
All right, you're better than me.
okay. Oh, that wasn't nice. It's not great.
All right. So you rolled your stealth, and then I'll have Ronnie, you roll me a tactics check.
Ooh. My tactics is cool.
Cool.
We make 10 together.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's how this works. We just add them together.
Yep.
So as you guys are kind of trying to move into position, you feel like as you're kind of moving up, you found a decent place to kind of like maybe lay out and get a bit of an overwatch on these guys. As you're moving along, though, you do kind of make a bit of noise as you're making your way to the position that you're in. And when that happens, you see the guy that was still closer to your location. He stops once again and lifts his weapon right up, and he starts like training on the area. And then he yells out, he's just like, "There's people here! There's people here!" And then he starts moving very quickly towards where the noise was made, gun raised, basically trigger finger. And the other guy pulls, basically continues to move forward as well. The two of them now advancing very quickly towards where you guys just made the noise.
But not
They're
towards us.
still, no, they've kind of pulled away from you now. So actually, yeah, we'll go back to you guys. And you would have heard this noise too. Like, so you made the noise, now you heard another noise in the next area, and you actually hear the one guy yell out, "There's people here," and they start moving. So unless you want to put, like, you can do like the gopher, pop your head up quickly, see if you can see them, and then continue on your way.
And we would have had those guys say, "There's people here," and start moving.
Yep, you heard that.
Yeah.
You're not exactly sure if they're moving towards you or your friends at the moment.
What is the
What
truck?
would you like to do?
Like, where is the truck pointed? Is it pointed at the door?
Yeah, so the front of the truck is facing the exit, the open doorway. The rear of the truck is further into the warehouse, and that's where there's two people currently loading a. Last you saw them, they were loading a cargo container onto the back of the truck. So the back of the truck and the cargo container and the two people loading would be closer to you. The driver's side, and like the driver and the passenger seats would be further away from you towards the exit.
I say we quickly, sneakily, like scurry
Scurry.
just scurry towards the truck. Like
I wanna
little
say-
rat.
Rat-like movement. Yeah.
I want to see if the like our cargo, if there's some way of quickly telling if our cargo is on the truck or still to be loaded.
I just assume it is.
Well, roll me a perception check then. If you want to kind of like, as you're moving forward, Herbie, give me a perception check. As you move forward, you're trying to like, so it's a bit of a more difficult roll because it's dark. Although the area that you're looking into is lighter, but you are moving quick. You're moving while you're trying to like assess the situation.
Oh,
That's enough to as you kind of move along, you notice two things, or I guess three things. You notice that the people loading the truck are definitely now aware, right? Like you can see one of them looking around and kind of like hushly saying like hurry up, and the other guy kind of like trying to get things going. So they're now hurrying. The second thing you see is that the crate that's being loaded into the cargo of like into the back of the truck, it looks similar to your cargo, but it also looks different. You can't quite tell, but it's not quite the same, but it has a similar shape to it, but it definitely looks different than what you remember. And you also notice what looks like another cargo like box kind of off to the side of the truck, and that one looks a lot more similar to what you guys had on your truck, and the top is ripped open, like it's open and kind of like on its side on the ground.
so from that, I'm to assume that they replaced the damaged.
It's not leaking out
Yeah,
everywhere.
so they're not destroying their own truck. Okay. In that, so are you going to continue scurrying?
Yeah,
Like in what direction?
towards the truck.
Right. I'll follow her for now. I've got a plan, but I'm not going to tell
Okay.
anyone.
All right, same.
All right. So the two of you continue to move your way towards a kind of like in a roundabout way, but trying to avoid these two guys that
Yeah.
are approaching, and get to the kind of like the flank of the truck. So I'll say you guys continue on your way there. Just roll me one more stealth check just to see if like how when you because you're moving quicker now, so it'll be easier for people to hear you if you mess up. But you don't have any issue. You seem to be, as you get closer to the truck and the light starts to shine in, you guys can see a little bit better. You're able to avoid any kind of like hazards on the ground and keep moving. And it looks like the two moving guards are well distracted in the other direction. Back over to you two, so Wanky and Ronnie. These guys are now like getting real close, right? So we're talking, they're currently in what you would call medium range for your weapons, and they are on the verge of entering into short range for you both. They are very, very keenly looking around. And one guy, he's kind of like still kind of like looking over in the direction where your friends are. And the other one is like eagle-eyed, just kind of like looking right up at you. And Ronnie, as he's kind of like, there's this one guy kind of like training on you with a rifle, right? And he's kind of like looking across, and all of a sudden the rifle kind of like the scope where you would think the scope of the rifle was kind of like stops right where you are, and it stays there, and the guy starts to pick up speed.
Uh-oh.
So like we're kind of in cover, right? Or are we out in the
Yep,
open?
you definitely have
Okay.
cover.
So then I think I'm gonna wait for him to come to short range, and then I'm gonna start shooting. Because I'm kind of watching the other group.
Okay.
I see that they're getting kind of close. So
Okay. So at this point, I think there's not a whole lot of surprise going on. So we're going to have everybody just roll me an initiative check, and we'll put you in the correct order. I'm also going to move you in Roll20 over to a page I've set up. We'll see how well this works. This is a new idea.
Ooh.
I've built out what I'm calling more of a zone-based combat map. More theater of the mind. But the idea being that we've got different zones for long, medium, and short range type deal, right? So I'll say at the moment, we've got Herbie and Lota kind of moving in on the side of the truck. We got two people loading the truck, and we've got these two kind of moving in on your guys' position.
Okay.
And we'll say, so basically what I've got here is if you guys are, so if you're in exactly the same, I'm just moving the yellowed token to give you an example. If you're in the same colored zone, I'm going to say that you guys are in melee combat. Like you're close enough that you could be in melee combat, basically punching, hitting each other with pipes, right? If you're 1 zone away, you're short range from them. If you're 2 zones away, you're in medium range from them. And if you're 3 zones away, you're in long range. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So this is kind of the situation. These two are literally on the verge of crossing over that line into short range. You can move 1 zone with your movement, no problem, right? And if you want to move 2 zones, then you need to double action.
With that initiative check, is it just the initiative up the top of the page again? Sorry, or it says initiative tactics.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the bonus.
Yeah. So basically, initiative check is just using your tactics. So whatever your tactics is your bonus for initiative, but there should be that might be like a convenience button up there for initiative.
Okay.
But yeah. All right. I'm going to open this thing up, but I think this is all wrong. So I'm going to clear it. Well, we got some people in here still. So actually, so we got Wanky. What did Wanky roll? Wanky rolled a 4. So that's the same. Can I edit this? How do I edit people's names here? Okay, I'll delete you. Ruby, Ronnie, delete you. All right, so we got Wanky with a 4. We've got Loda with a 7.
No, I got 11.
Can you guys see the little tracker thing? Herbie got a 10. Ooh, nice. Oops. 10. And Ronnie, you got a 3.
Got 11.
All right.
Anubis.
What?
I got
What did
11.
do wrong?
7
Oh,
was
did I?
my stealth
Where?
check from before.
Ah, okay. Cool.
Thank you.
Sorry.
What is that? The green and the red bars, what do they mean again?
All right, so the way I've set those up is your red bar is your endurance, and your green bars are your karma. So I'm kind of basically keeping you guys on a reminder that you have karma.
Yep.
So look at your karma capabilities, and if there's anything that you want to use during your turn, you can use those to enhance your abilities. But yeah, so that's all that's going on there. We don't need that guy.
Just making sure I had mine all up to date because I've not been using my Roll20 stuff. I've been using the character sheet.
Yeah, I've got to update this. Oops. On 78.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You can use whatever you want. I just did that as a thing. So if you want to do it outside of the Roll20, that's totally fine. Okay. Now let me sort tracker. Okay, so here is the initiative order for the people in the combat at the moment. We've got Loda, you're up first. So what would you like to do? As things are about to progress, you have a chance to try and get closer. If you want to get 1 zone away, you can use your action, like your movement. And if you want to basically double move, you can get all the way down to the purple on the bottom right. And then basically what I'm saying is to cross those black lines, that's kind of like moving a zone as well. So you basically are 3 zones away from the trucks at the moment.
Okay. I might just do a double move and go down here.
Okay. While you do that, definitely give me a stealth check as you move to see if they notice you coming or not.
If I follow her, do I stay on her stealth check?
We're at this point, we're going to kind of like do them one by one.
Hang on, one by one. Never mind. I'm confused.
Yeah. No worries. Sorry, I kind of changed modes on us here. Oh, yeah. And with that
sneaky.
crit, actually, what I'll say is, Herbie, when you roll, I'll give you an extra, like an extra +1 to your roll because she moved so well that
I'm a sneaky
you
little
can kind
rat.
of try and follow her. Yeah, follow her path, right?
She made,
All right,
she
so
made
that's-
negative noise, so I could make some positive noise. That would be fine.
Perfect. And Herbie, it is your turn now. So give me a stealth check if you're trying to do the same thing. You don't have to get all the way up there. If you want to like stay back and maybe do Overwatch and stuff like that, you can try and do that too. But if you want to get up
following.
there,
I'm enacting my plan.
Okay.
Oh no.
I'm gonna right here.
Beautiful.
I hope our plans line up.
You can talk to each other. That does make noise though. So yeah, go ahead and roll me your stealth, and whatever your normal bonus is,
Sorry.
add an extra 1 to that.
Stealth.
Did you add your
my
1 to it?
goodness. Did you?
Oh, yeah. I added my.
So you're
2
normally
to
a
it.
+1, and
No, usually +2.
And then you add plus
okay, so
1
then
again.
you're so you're.
And then
an
I
extra
didn't
+1,
add a.
So that's
I
fine.
didn't add another +1, so
Yeah.
I rolled 5.
So
in
5.
total.
Right. Okay, so as you move up, I am going to roll for these two. You move up. You do kind of like following behind her. You're a little bit more intent on her, the way that she went than you thought you were, and you still do manage to kind of like bump up against something along the way, make a little bit of noise. It's kind of like one of those moments where you're kind of like you're following behind and you hit something and you hear like a little creaking noise and you stop and you're like. And you're looking around like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. And Lotta, you're like keen-eyed right now, kind of like in position. Nobody saw you or heard you. You look up over at these two loading the cargo, and one of them kind of just stopped for a minute and kind of like does one of these, and then but then just goes like looks at the other person and says, let's like go like get this stupid crate in the truck now. And the other guy's like, I'm trying, right? So they're maybe slightly aware that like they know something's going on in this
happening,
warehouse,
yeah.
right? Because there's noises happening kind of around them, and now they're getting a little bit agitated and scared, but they don't seem to have picked up like how close you guys are or how where you are. All right, so next up we've got this guy right here. This one was the one that was kind of like trying to keep an eye. So the purple, right? So the purple, let me hold this one. Was the one that was trying to keep an eye off to the right. This one's going to kind of is crossing into short range, but is kind of like still not really paying attention to your guys' location and kind of keeping overwatch. Doesn't really know where you guys are, and still kind of tracking off to the other side. And then we've got this person who comes moving in and does take a shot at Ronnie. Or at least in Ronnie's direction. There's not sure. Oh, wow, that's awesome. So kind of Ronnie, you're like looking down the barrel of this gun as this person kind of slowly starts walking in towards you. And then all of a sudden you see them stop, right? And then move quicker towards you and then just pulls the trigger and starts firing directly up into your location. There is like kinetic weapons bouncing off, kind of off of the area around you. I should double check that it is kinetic weapons. Where's my thing? Where's my battle notes? Yes, kinetic weapons. You can tell from this distance that it looks like they're firing like assault rifles at you. And the guy kind of like those tap 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 tap, right, like a short burst in your direction. You do not get hit though. The cover or they just don't know where you are well enough. But they shot in a direction where they maybe saw some movement, and that's the end of their turn.
Cool.
Wanky. What
Okay,
can you do?
right. I'm gonna move.
So you just
very
saw this, like
close.
somebody moved, like these two people are still moving forward quickly.
Yep.
And
Yep.
one of them actually just fired off kind of like into the cover where you know your friend is, but you didn't hear a scream or a yell or any kind of like yell out of pain or anything of that nature.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna move even closer to them. So how many can I move? Is it to that many? Is
Well,
that
I'm
max?
saying like if you want to use a move action, you can get into the same zone as them. If you would
Okay,
like to
yep.
try and keep behind cover, you can totally do that as you go.
Nope.
So basically, if you're as long as you're in the same zone, same color as them,
Yep.
then you're within like you're now actually if you want to, you can get like right up on them and whack
Yep.
them with a sledgehammer.
That's exactly what I want to do. I wanna just cave a head in. Let's do that. That'll be fun.
All right, so yeah, I like the way. So basically, this person is trained in on Ronnie's position, is not noticing anything else around them, as they move forward, and you come tearing in from like off to the side of this person and just swing a freaking sledgehammer at them. Go ahead and roll me your melee combat roll. I'm also going to give you an extra +1 to your roll because this person did not see you coming.
Okay. 6 it'll be.
So you rolled Wanky. So 5 was your normal roll, right? So you got a 6?
5 was the normal, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So melee. And then they. Right. So I need to know their parry or their dodge, one or the other. Your sledgehammer, on your sledgehammer's weapon, do you have, or do you even have a card for that? Do you have a card for your sledgehammer?
I don't think so.
Let me just check. In the
one.
gear section, weapons, did I put a sledgehammer in there? Sword, knife, club. Doesn't look like it did. Let me quickly find it in the book, because we just need to know what your difficulty hit is on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Melee weapons. Sledgehammer. Axe hammer. Okay, so difficulty hit on this is that, and it's an 8, it says. And you rolled a 5, 6. So you do miss this person's head, sadly.
Damn.
Yeah, so these things are hard to hit with because I guess they're so slow and bulky.
Yeah, yeah.
Where is my... There we go. So say a slow and bulky. So you take a swing at this person. They kind of dodge out of the way, and she looks over in your direction, still kind of like, gun pointed towards where Ronnie was, or where she thought somebody was, and then looks over at you, and she ducks as like the boom, sledgehammer goes right over her head. All right, and then this person hearing the noise, so back over here, hearing the gunshot fire now, they're like, oh crap, and you see them visibly speed up, right? Ronnie, go ahead.
So I'm gonna try to take some of the heat off of Wanky by shooting at the purple guy.
Okay. Yeah, so you are at short range with your weapon. That person
pistol.
is also kind of unaware. I'm not going to give them any cover. They're out in the open walking towards you. So go ahead and give me a
kinetic
whatever
weapons.
your weapon is. Is it a kinetic weapon?
Yep, auto pistol.
Okay, so ranged weapon. So roll your kinetic bonus.
11.
Ooh, that sounds like it's going to do some goodness. These guys have a... And your kinetic weapon, do you know the difficulty number at short range?
Short range is 5.
5. Okay, so you definitely hit, and you have a kinetic. Was it an auto pistol, or what was it? Sorry.
Yep, auto pistol.
Auto pistol at short range, and you get burst.
Yep.
Max burst. So you get to roll 3d10 against this person.
Oh, no. 19.
That's 19 points of damage against this person, and when you hit them, you notice that it looks like you got a good shot on this person. You fire your auto pistol directly into them, and you do notice that this person does appear to be wearing some sort of armor, and not all of the damage is going to get through, but definitely a bunch of that has.
Cool.
So
And I'll stay at short range.
and they're looking real rough. Like this person, you shot him. He's still moving, but like there was definitely a lurch in their step, right? Kind of like holding one side, and then they kind of gets back up and looks around and screams in pain.
Cool.
Sorry, what you're gonna do?
I'm just gonna stay at short range.
Okay, and keeping in cover, I'm assuming, right?
Yep.
Awesome. All right. This person continue. So the blue blue kind of outlined person looks around now, hearing the gunfire, hearing a cry of pain, looks at the other guy and says, like, finish it off. And like, I'm going to make sure that nobody interrupts you. And she's just kind of like now in patrol around the truck, looking around, holding up a weapon. And the other guy looks like they've finished doing what they needed to do as far as kind of like getting into the right place. And the other person now is trying to finish loading it up. Lana, what do you want to do?
I think I'm just gonna shoot this. Oh, wait, there we go. This blue lady.
Blue lady? Okay. All right. So what are you firing? The auto pistol
Yeah,
as well?
I've got an auto pistol.
All right. So you can take a shot. This person is in the open, no cover. They're kind of like, she's kind of like patrolling around the truck. She has no idea kind of where you are at the moment, but she knows that something's going on. So go ahead and give me your kinetic weapon roll. 8. You hit, and you hit enough to get, so you get 2d10. So so you can just do a /R space 2d10 if you would like, and then that should add them up together.
Done. Are you going to do that? Okay. There's a button for it.
In the chat, yeah.
Oh, but it didn't. Oh yeah, 7 + 2. Got a 9.
All right. So yeah, you got a 9. This person, so you fire into her, and she also looks like you do notice that you hit her well, but you feel like she's not taking all the damage that you would have hoped, but you are definitely doing some damage. Basically meaning she's wearing some armor. All right, and you're gonna stay where you are and just try and like dig in, get some good cover. Or do you want to move forward?
Can I cross this black line, or do I need a double move for that?
Yeah. So if you want to move into their zone, you can. People will be able to kind of get up to you in melee range anywhere within that color if they want to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you are looking for cover, basically.
Yeah.
As well.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. No worries. Herbie, what would you like to do? I'm really excited about your plan.
Well, as soon as I heard that gunshot, I'm going to immediately start sprinting with my gun out. I'm going to fire a shot just randomly in the direction of the blue one. But my aim here is to get to the truck, get in the truck, and see if I can start it and drive away with the package.
All right, so
that's my end goal. I don't know how much of that I can do in one move.
Well, I'll say you can definitely move into this. So you can move into this zone with everybody else while you fire off randomly towards the lady in blue. So give me you have an auto pistol as well?
I have a laser pistol.
A laser pistol. Okay, so give me just roll me your your energy weapon skill. And we'll see if you luck out and hit this person as you run in.
Give me a moment while I read. There we go. 3. The energy weapon. There we go. All 9.
Oh wow, that's a 9.
I wasn't even looking.
Nope, you weren't even looking, but you managed to get her square in the side as you run past, and a energy weapon does a straight 8 damage, which seems to really hurt her. You hit her, and it looks like the laser weapon kind of like cut through the armor, and she kind of like buckles over, but she's not dead. She's kind of like, kind of took a knee and then stood back up, and now she sees the two of you. Like, she's more focused on Herbie at this point. Maybe like saw Loda running in as well, but it's because you shot her as well. But Herbie is the one that just did some serious damage. So she's bearing evil eyes in your direction, Herbie. And as you run up to the side of the vehicle, you have enough movement to kind of like get there and get close enough to try and open the door. You'll have to try and get in into the vehicle in your next turn. Give me a quick perception check though.
Right. Good at energy weapons, bad at perceiving anything.
Oh, but you rolled. Oh no, it's your energy. Yeah. Oh, no, there you go. You rolled
Oh.
Never mind.
Oh, same
So as
roll.
you run
Boris
up-
at it again.
Boris is at it again. As you roll up beside the vehicle, and you kind of get a chance to peer in, like it is a truck, right? So like the windows are up higher, you're kind of lower, but you kind of like get, your foot kind of like steps up on that step, kind of getting up to the point where you can grab the door handle, and as you do so, you see somebody sitting in the driver's seat.
Perfect.
I might need the sledgehammer for the next turn. You'll have to sprint towards me.
I'll just lob it from where I am.
Been practicing.
All right. But yeah, so there's somebody sitting in the driver's seat. You can't quite get a good enough look to like look across. Like you did see somebody that looked like they got into the passenger seat a while back. You don't know if they got out again later or not, but you can't quite see that far, like with your angle, right, to see if there's anybody in the passenger seat at the moment. But you definitely see somebody in the driver's seat.
I'd be
Now
very
we've got,
surprised.
yeah, that's right. We've got Pinky over here, who is hurting something fierce. This person is going to retreat a zone away, taking cover, and then going to fire their assault rifle basically back towards where Ronnie is. So at medium range, we're going to have this person roll and take a shot at you. You still got cover, Ronnie, so you get a +2 bonus to your defense. What is your normal defense?
3.
3, and this person's weapon at medium range, they miss. So they fire, like they run back, take cover, and kind of like wildly fire back in your direction, and miss completely. But you do hear like the sound of bullets ricocheting kind of like off stuff around you. But you found a good spot. Next, we've got this lady who just ducked a guy throwing laying into her with a sledgehammer. She's going to try and
Did Wanky get the
sorry?
jump on her? And then she turned around and just saw this guy heaving. And then all she had to do was like take one step back.
that's pretty good, yeah. So we've got she basically is going to use a fighting attack against you to try and disarm you. So she's staying where she is. She's coming up against you, and she's basically, so you go like, if she's got like, think like she's got like a like she's got her weapon, right? She's kind of like, I'm gonna flavor text it in the sense where she's basically like hitting out at you with the butt of her gun, while also like like not trying to like hurt you so much, but more trying to kind of actually hit you to get you off balance and then make you drop your weapon, right? Like trying to get the sledgehammer out of your hand and push you back, right? So she's coming in to try and do such a thing. Would you like to dodge or parry? I believe your dodge is better. if I remember
Dodge.
correctly.
Yeah, definitely dodge.
All right. So what is your dodge bonus?
Let me just check. My dodge bonus is 2.
2. All right. So she goes in to try and disarm you, basically trying to hit you in the face with the butt of her weapon, and you manage to actually dodge out of the way. So you guys are kind of like playing back and forth here. You swung at her, she ducked out of the way. She tries to hit you with the butt of your weapon. You take a step back, right? Or that, whatever works.
Slapping at each other.
Yep. And then after she does that, she will try and move back a zone on you. As she does so, you actually get a chance to swing at her again with your sledgehammer.
Yeah, yes, definitely. Just roll melee or?
Yeah, roll your melee.
Oh.
Oh, you connect. You connect. So you hit her with your sledgehammer. Melee weapons. As she backs away, you just take a swing. Like she comes at you, like she tries to hit you with the butt of her weapon, right? You take a step back, and as you take a step back, you just, full on baseball swing around with your sledgehammer right at her. And your sledgehammer does so roll me 2d10 of damage. So that's /slash R space 2d10 to the letter D. 10.
Like 2, and then letter D.
The number 2, the letter D,
10.
the number 10.
There we go.
And you lay into her for 12 points of damage. You clock her right upside the head, and she backs away. She still manages to back away as you clock her, right? She gets away from you, but she doesn't manage because of the sheer magnitude of the hit. She is out in the open. She is not in cover.
Good.
But she's staggering away, and you see her shaking her head. She kind of she does drop her gun, but it's on a strap around her neck, right? So she can easily pick it up again.
Around her neck?
She's she grabs her head and she backs away, and you hear her scream in pain. Good hit.
I've just ruptured one eye socket. It's not enough.
Yeah. And then guess what, Wanky? It's your turn again.
It's my turn. Hello, madam. Hello, how are you? Let me just do a little swing here. No! God damn it!
Oh, no. You're overzealous. You come running in, and you got you pull the the sledgehammer over your head, and you come running in to nail her down with it. You hit a rack, right, and it bounces off of that as she's just holding her head.
It's both awful and
now
hilarious.
It's this guy's turn.
We shouldn't be laughing, but it is funny.
So now we got this guy over here, Red's turn. He is now basically completing the you see him smash down on a button, and the cargo container, fully enclosed in its mounting rack, is being now lifted up and pulled into the back of the truck. As that happens, he goes running around the other side of the truck. So you are all still in the same zone, which means that you can anybody can get to anybody in the zone easily, right? You don't have to worry about it. But he is running around. So at the moment, he's kind of moving around to try and get out of sight of you guys, and he's running around to the side of the truck. And you kind of lose sight of him as he does so. But you can I guess what I'm saying is if you wanted to give chase, he is well within your range to give chase. Ronnie, what would you like to do?
Something boring, but something practical.
Good, always good.
We need a few of those on the team, I think.
Yeah.
Ronnie's gonna take a second to get a better shot at the purple guy, so he's gonna take an aim action.
Ooh, look at you.
Just looking at the
Yes,
robot.
and I will. I imagine you're using these, but if you, I'll remind you that in the newspaper section, there is under core book, there is a combat pop-up you can use, where you can go into personal combat and you can see all of the things that you can do on your turn. So I've got a bit of a rules cheat sheet for you in there, and one of those things is called aim. So yeah, go ahead, Spidey, and let us know what that does for you.
Yeah, so if I don't get attacked, I can take my full turn to aim at this guy, and if I don't get hit if I don't get hit between my turns, I get a +5 on my next attack. So, and with him being kind of my medium range, I kind of need that little bit of a boost. So, and he hasn't hit me yet, so I'm not as sweating about it. And we'll see.
All
Such
right.
a nerd reading the book.
Well, he did say he was practical. Right? But yeah, I actually forgot I had that in there, and I've opened it up for myself because it's a good little cheat sheet.
Yeah, no, I have.
Yeah.
Despite making fun of Spidey, I have read that before.
All right, so you take the aim action, and then we are on to the lady over here that just got shot at by an auto pistol and then shot at by a laser pistol. She is worse for wear, and basically is deciding what to do with her life at this point.
That's
She
not
will
up to her.
actually, yeah. You see her. So she's got her weapon, right? Her assault rifle. She will basically run. She's going to run into the back of the truck with the loading cargo container, basically taking cover. And you like she kind of like gets out of sight. But if you wanted to, you could totally run around to the back of the truck and see her there, right? But she's basically run into the truck, taking cover, and that's her turn.
All right.
Loda, what do you want to do?
Guess what my plan was? I'm getting in the back of that truck.
Ah,
Beautiful. That's why I saw the little like look on your face when I did that. All right, so you run around to the back of the truck, and as you do so, she is taking a position there, and she takes a shot at you as you get within range.
Okay.
She fires at you. What is your defense?
Who knows? That's my ship. I keep opening my ship instead of me.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, I've done
sorry.
that a couple of times. John, what the hell?
So do I roll that, or do I just tell you what it is? 2?
You just tell me what that number is. Yeah.
2.
It's 2? Okay, so that basically means is so like how this works is she's firing at you at short range with an assault rifle, right? The base difficulty number that she needs to make to hit you is a 6 for that weapon at short range, right? Your defense and adds to that. So I need to get an 8 or better on my roll to hit you. And I did not. So as you roll around the corner, she fires at you with like a full burst of an assault rifle, and you come rolling around the side, and you manage to like she doesn't aim well, right? She's seen you moving, hard to hit a moving target. You come rolling around. You see her up in the back of the truck. The cargo container is like currently being pulled in on like there's like a, like kind of like a crane.
Yeah.
Not a crane, but
Like a forklift thing.
Yeah,
in the
kind of like a
truck?
forklift thing, but it's built into the truck,
Yeah.
right? And it's pulling it into the back of the truck.
Like a tailgate loader.
And she's kind of
sort
like up in behind that. Sorry?
Like a tailgate
what?
loader? Like it
Yeah,
slides
something
under
like
and then
that.
pulls it back up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like that. And she's trying to take cover in there. So she will have cover if you want to shoot at her. But if you want to jump up into the truck and get right up beside her, she won't. But you will be kind of like literally right beside each other. So she'll get a chance to try and disarm you if you shoot at her at close range.
Can I? So I assume, like, she's in the truck next to the cargo sort of thing. I don't know how much room is in it, and I want to get in the
There's
truck
enough room.
on the other side of the cargo.
Yep, you can totally do that.
Okay.
So there's enough room on either side of the cargo container being loaded for somebody to kind of like walk around it, right? Enough room for one person to walk around.
Yeah.
So she's on one side, kind of like near the back, and as you jump in on the other side, it's kind of like one of those things where like people are like keeping that same distance from each other, moving around the cargo container, right? So you kind of pull in, and she's keeping the cargo container between you and her. But if you would like, you can take a shot at her. She will have cover.
Yeah, I'll still take a shot at her.
So cover
kinetic-
gives a +2 bonus for defense. That's for her, just for you to know in the future.
Oh. 6.
You got a 6, and your weapon is a auto pistol, correct? At short range, so that's a 5. +2 for her cover, so that's a 7 already. So even before I add her defense, you've missed her.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you get in. So now you're in the back. You're in the back of the truck with her, and you guys are basically exchanging weaponry bullets.
top of
and
the
lasers.
cargo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just picturing them like leaning up and like trying to get their gun up high enough to like shoot over the rim of the cargo container.
Yeah, over the cargo. Awesome. Yeah, this did not cause problems in the past. Just saying.
No, definitely not.
Well, it's not going
All right,
in my
Kirby,
shit
what do
this
you do?
time.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is throw open the door with my gun pointed at whoever's in the driver's seat, and I want to again, this is going to be a lot, so I don't know if I can do this. I want to
What's your intent?
firstly check that there's no one in the passenger seat, and then check that neither of them have weapons, because depending on what they have changes what I do.
Okay, let's start off with just a quick perception check then. Before you decide what you want to do next, we'll see what you can see, and then you can tell me what you want to do based on the information you can gather. All right, you pull up now, getting ready to open this door, peering through the window, and you definitely see two people in the cab of this vehicle. There was two side by side, the driver, and I will bring forth another person.
Is that Cobra Commander?
So now, yeah, Cobra Commander. I actually, that is just a generic. If you go to the Elite Dangerous actual video game, that's like the picture of the generic commander in their spacesuit and helmet, right? So I just grabbed that as a rando because I'm trying not to give you too much information just by what you see on the screen. You need to perceive it, but you have perceived quite well. So you pull up into the side of this vehicle and you peer in and you see, yeah, there's a dude in the driver's seat. The dude in the driver's seat does, like, he's got his both hands on the wheel, right? And he looks like he's basically ready to just gun it as soon as he's given the order to do so. You can tell that, you can tell that he does have a weapon, like a pistol weapon, holstered on his side, but it is holstered on his side. And then the person on the to the side is wearing what looks like some very fancy armor, and you can tell that this person is a woman, and she basically, as you peer in, she looks over at you, and she looks like hard as nails, right? Like her face, it's like looking at somebody piercing swords through your eyeballs as you look at them. And this person also appears to be currently not holding a weapon, but you also do notice that this person also has a what looks like an auto pistol holstered in their side. And again, I will say that auto pistol looks different than the one that you are used to carrying. It looks like it is fancier.
Okay, I'm gonna do something silly then. I'm gonna whip out. Sorry, that was a bad place to stop.
Leave it to Apple to catch that one real fast.
Hidden in my bathrobe is.
You haven't made it better yet.
Surprise for the kids.
Is a
We're not
grenade.
playing Leisure Suit Larry. I'm just saying.
I've got a grenade in there, so I want to bluff them. I want to open it and say something action man-ish. I don't know what that is yet. And then throw this grenade down quickly into a place that they won't necessarily see, like into the footwell or something. Because what I don't want them to know is that I don't know if this is how...
Pin is still in it.
Yeah, the pin's still in it. I'm not actually going to blow them up. I want to know who they are.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
But I want them to...
So you're trying to... You want them to notice that you threw a grenade into the cab, but you don't want them to know that the pin's still in it. Is that your intent?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then they just dive out of the truck and then I'll just jump in.
Gotcha. I see what you... Okay, I understand what you're hoping to achieve.
I was really worried for a second. It's like, I'm getting
I was
blown
a little
up.
worried too. Well, I would say, Lota, you have you are in the inside of an enclosed backside
I know.
of a truck.
Wouldn't
You're
know
you're
what was
fully
going
enclosed.
on.
Yeah. Yeah, you would hear a blast, but there would be no worry of you actually getting shrapnelled from where you are. Right, you're in full cover from that.
Oh,
but
okay.
but yes,
I don't know how these trucks work. I don't know if they have keys or anything like that. But
Well, I assume the keys are already in it.
yeah, well, I don't want them to take that with them.
The vehicle
I want
is
them to
running.
jump out in a panic and leave it as it is so I can just drive it.
Okay. So first thing that we want to do is, yes, I will have you. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to role play what you say to these people and describe how you enter the vehicle. And based on how good your narration is, you may or may not get a bonus to your roll. So
Just play crazy. It works for me every time.
The only thing I can think of is like eat lead, twatties, something like that.
So you walk up to the side of the vehicle, you open the door, right? And you yell out, "Eat lead, twatties!" and you lob in this grenade.
Yep. And then
All right,
shut
roll
it
me a bluff
and-
check, please.
okay, and I'm also thinking I might have to like get out of the way of the door so I don't get knocked out on the so you throw it open. Okay, so I've
Well,
got,
so the situation is that you are standing with the door open,
Yeah.
like right on the side of the vehicle as you toss this in. There is somebody in the passenger side of the vehicle, like in the passenger side, but also in the driver's side, right? And like a normal vehicle, there's stuff in between the two sides, right? But yeah, go ahead and roll me your bluff check. Okay. Oh, interesting. Huh. So you say eat lead, twatties, and you lob this thing in. I love this. So that is that's what you do on your turn. You are still standing kind of like on the doorway, right? You don't have it like you moved up. You managed to open the door and throw the thing in. That's kind of like your two actions, right? Your movement was taken by opening the door, and then you lobbed in the grenade. So we'll see what happens next. So you're sort of in the way on the driver's side as this happens. But you, I will say that you are definitely in the motions of like backing away from the vehicle. Okay. Does that work?
okay.
All right. Next up, we've got the fuchsia-colored person over here, who is in real danger. So they are going to attempt to move into cover, find better cover, basically, and then is tracking you, Ronnie. So it's going to take a shot at you. Actually, just trying to think, how smart is this guy? Nope, not smart enough. So he is going to take cover and take a shot at you. And wow, that's a miss. So once again, just rattles some bullets around in your general area. And then, now we've got our mano a mano battle going on. This person, you can tell, is pissed. She now is going to basically lower her weapon right at your chest and try and make basically unload a magazine into your chest at point blank range. You get a chance to make a fighting or melee attack against her before she fires, because you guys are right beside each other. Now, I will give you your options. So if you choose to melee, right?
Yep.
And succeed, right? You will get your full melee. You'll get your full melee damage on her, right? Mm-hmm. But if you choose to do a fighting attack, you have the chance. You'll do less damage because you'll be hitting her with like your fist, or let's say the wood, like the handle part of the sledgehammer or something of that nature, right? But there is also a 50-50 chance that you will disarm her if you succeed at that, and she will not be able to shoot.
I think I've got to try it. I think I've got to go for the disarming.
Okay, so you can do a fighting attack. Okay, so roll me a fighting attack.
With the sledgehammer, right?
No, your fighting skill. But
So
yeah,
my fighting skill is
otherwise,
really
you can
low,
be-
though.
So yeah, so this is the choice, right? So if you succeed at a fighting attack, you have the chance, a 50-50 chance to disarm her. Basically, the way it works is, let me just double check here. I'll look at it's like 50-50 chance basically on the damage. I believe if you roll like evens on the damage, you disarm her as well. Attack result, 1d10 halved. Yeah, and it's also a 1d10 halved for damage.
Or you just sledge her and she dies.
Or you can just try to
Just got a
sledge her, right?
sledger.
But
Yep.
I think I just got a sledger.
it's up to you though.
My
'Cause if you-
fighting skill
if you
is
miss
too
on
low.
the sledge, she gets to shoot
Yeah.
you. If you hit on the sledge and don't kill her outright, she gets to shoot you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know,
She
sledging
is
has
looking
never
pretty
done
rough.
me wrong.
Like she's got
So-
like blood coming on down her face, right? You, like the
I
last
took
hit
out her eye
was a
socket.
real
Like,
doozy.
okay, right, I'm doing it. Ah!
Oh,
With your melee weapon.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is exactly a hit. So roll me 2d10 damage.
So is it slash R2 space 2
Slash R space
D10.
2d10. Yeah.
2d10.
Okay, so you just did 14 points of
No,
damage.
madam.
I will tell you right now, she had 3 left. So I would like you to narrate to
Yeah.
me her
Okay.
grisly demise, please.
So what I've done is like, obviously she's backing away from me, and I'm to get some momentum up as she's running away from me. I'm dragging the sledgehammer along the floor, and I'm running with it along the floor, and then she's going to trip on a box. As she trips, I'm going to lift it, come straight down, hitting right into her forehead, and both eyes just go all the opposite ways, just explode in opposite directions.
oh
That's
my
it.
god.
Yeah. So as she trips and falls on her ass, and she's got her hands like kind of behind her, she's trying to like push away from you. You come
Yep.
down with the sledgehammer.
I'm
right
kind of
onto her
growling
face.
the whole time too, just a little bit.
And it's like a watermelon inside of a container when you hit her face, because it explodes inside of the helmet, and a lot of it is contained because of the helmet, but then and a bunch of it leaks, like explodes out through the bottom, right? So you kind of get guts and spray on your legs as you lower the head of the yeah. There's brains on your legs now,
Nice.
but she is very dead.
I'm glad.
And
If she was
now
not
it's your turn,
very dead
Wanky.
after that, I'd be really concerned.
So yeah, and by the way, that was her turn. So now what would you like to do, Wanky?
Okay. Well, there's another fella. Oh, it's a 12.
I will also say that you are smart enough to come in a direction where you know you're not going to block your fellow's shot.
Oh,
How
yes.
it's gonna matter.
Yeah. It's giving me a bit of credit there, but yeah. Right, I've rolled
Yeah.
a 12 in melee attack. I'm going straight for the sledge again, just hoping to pop
Oh my
another
God.
melon.
Well, you crit.
Just screaming as I run at him.
So you come running in. There's bloods and guts and brains, like kind of like covering
God.
your
Over
body.
me.
You're running
Yeah.
in.
I've dawned
that
her
is definitely a
entrails
hit.
now, like around me as like a necklace.
Eyeball hanging off the sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. There's an eyeball hanging off the end of the sledgehammer.
Yeah, yeah.
As you come rolling in, you hit. Roll me your damage. That's 2d10 once
Okay,
again.
same again, yeah? Slash
Uh-huh.
R2D10. Not as high as I hoped.
Blow was
The 2d10
cushioned
at
by
5
all
damage?
the extra brains.
Well, so you come rolling in, and this person's like is looking like intently looking towards where like he's been having this shooting match back and forth, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he turns and he looks at you, and you come rolling in with like a full swing, ready with the sledgehammer. I want to point out here, Ronnie, that so you've heard some grisly screams and some yells going on right now so far. You are intently staring down on this guy. You've got it lined up. You're ready to make the most beautiful shot in the world, and all you see coming out from the peripheral vision of your face is a screaming, insane Wanky, probably like hopped up on drugs, seeing weird stuff, right? And the sledgehammer come rolling around. And Wanky, I would like you to describe to Ronnie what he sees.
Okay, so
To eviscerate this man.
this time the guy he's taking cover against, so he's got his back up against the wall. I'm just kind of screaming round the corners as I come round, smash his head against the wall, and now my sledgehammer has kind of gone straight through his neck, and he's just looking at me whilst I can't get my hammer out of the wall, his head just kind of drops off onto the floor like a football.
So you decapitated him with your
Yeah,
sledgehammer.
with the sledgehammer. There's just bits of skin kind of hanging on either side, and they just rip. They're just gone. You know, it's just.
You decided that that this person didn't really need a neck.
No, yeah. And I'm just going to hit the crotch afterwards for good measure. It's just
So yeah, then as that's happening, and there's lots of
I'm
really
so
horrible
sorry.
screaming and yelling and weird noises coming from this direction over here, this guy. I will say, Herbie, you as you're looking through the window, you've dropped the grenade. The door on the other side opens. And another guy, the guy that you knew that was at the back of the truck, he kind of like steps up into the doorway and he yells into he looks at the person sitting here and says, "Boss, we're surrounded." And Ronnie,
Oh no.
what would you like to do with the information that you have just seen?
So Ronnie, at this point, like I'm picturing like behind like a card container or something in this workshop or in this whatever
Warehouse.
storage facility,
Yeah.
warehouse. And he's propped up on the box, like he's got his arms out in front of him, he's got his auto pistol lined up for the shot, and he sees all that
Yep.
happen from Wanky, and he just like takes a second, sighs, stands up, reloads his auto pistol, and moves over to the next guy, like just like, oh yeah, here we go, and just moves over here.
No. There's a reason why we're called the Sledge Crew.
Yep.
All right, so you're gonna move over into the next zone. If you want to double move, you can
Okay,
to get
yeah, I will.
closer
I'll
into
move
the
up.
green. All right, I'll say you definitely can find cover because like there's cover all around you as you do
Cool.
this. All right, so next up we've got the lady in the back with so we've got the two of you. Oh, I need to move you forward. Move. Is there up to front? Nope. That was the wrong one to move to the front. Move you to the back, please. So you guys are in the back of the truck, and so she is basically you guys mano a mano. She's going to take a shot at you with her auto pistol, or sorry, her assault rifle, as keeping the crate between you and her. Your defense is what again? 2 or 3?
2, I think. Yeah, 2.
Okay, so she actually, I believe, hits you with that.
Oh no.
Oh no, wait, you have cover. Never mind, she misses you. So
Yay!
oh no. So she misses you only because of the cover.
Mm-hmm.
You see the bullets from this weapon ricochet against the cargo as you duck behind it. And there was like kinetic weaponry, bullets bouncing off the side of this thing. You're not sure if any damage has been done to the cargo container, but that was definitely a direct hit against it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And she's just she's using her movement to keep the cargo container between you and her. Loda, what would you like to do?
I think I just have to shoot her.
Seducer.
Yeah, I will say if
Ooh.
you want to, you. Oh, what was that? I missed that.
Oh,
She could seduce her, couldn't
that
she?
sounds like
Probably
a
not
fantastic
mid-combat.
plan. Maybe though.
Well, everything's on the table, right? It's like if you wanted to do some sort of like persuasion-y thing, like I don't know, like again, like seduce her or whatever, but if let's say you were like, hey, the jig is up, give it up, or else I'll kill you type of thing, or whatever you want to do, but like anything is open, right? I also say that you can, you are able, she decided not to try and round on you, right? She wants to keep the cargo container between you and her, but you definitely can get around the container and force her to either jump off the back of the truck and get out of the truck to keep away from you, right? Because there's like the cargo kind of is right up against the back of the truck as it's being pulled in, right? So you can't go all the way around it and stay in the truck. right? So if you come around the backside at her,
Yeah.
right, you're gonna get rid of her cover, and she will be forced to like leave the truck.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm not
Okay.
having a chat with her.
Is that an assault
right,
rifle?
so
You're just happy to see me.
That's right. So you round the other side of the crate and line up a shot and fire at her. Is
Yep,
that
that's right.
correct? All right. So go ahead and fire your kinetic pistol at her.
Kinetic.
Your auto pistol. Yeah, kinetic skill.
Damn, crit.
Yay!
Yep. So that's max burst. Can you please roll me 3d10? Thank you very much.
3d10. 19.
Jesus.
All right. So now it's your turn to describe a grisly end to a combatant that was on the wrong side of your pistol.
All right, so I ran around the back of the cargo and like with my pistol out and just sort of ran towards her as she jumped out of the truck.
Yeah.
And
she's trying to get away from you.
Yeah, because she's trying to run away from me. And I'm just gonna. So she's jumping out, and my pistol's just gonna be right on her. I guess she'd be backing out. So right on her chest and like shooting her as she's jumping out. And so she gets like blasted in the chest and like shot out of the back of the truck.
in a full splat position
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
ground when she lands.
And she lands in like the wet floor position.
Yep. That's beautiful, yeah. And as you do
With a big
this, and
hole
she
in her
pulls out the
chest.
back of with a big hole in her chest, lands on the ground, and you can definitely see at this point that she did have what looks like some armor underneath her clothing, right, which was helping her stay alive, but did not help her in this situation. She falls to the ground, collapses into a bloody mess on the ground as you hear the whirring of the cargo container that's being loaded come to a rest and click into place, and you feel that
Nice.
the loading is now fully complete.
Excellent.
All right, Herbie. Wait, did I miss the? Oh, I didn't add the driver
Yeah.
in the. Oh my God. Okay.
was just-
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these guys to the initiative, but I'm going to say that they both get to go before Herbie goes. So, because they should have gone already, right? you wanted them to go basically. That was the whole point of your action. Add turn. Okay, so I'll roll for these guys. All right. Where are my stats? Oh, wow. So oh no, wait. There we go. And you gotta. Okay, and then let's sort that. All right, so this is that is the order that they would go into eventually. But so Herbie, you're right here. So okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that the driver should have gone after Herbie. So we'll do the driver first. So the driver will go now. He's basically like he sees the roll, like the roll of your grenade, and he definitely, you can tell the panicked look on his face that he totally believes that you just launched a live grenade into the truck. And he will leap out of the truck. He's trying to leap out of the truck through you to get away from the from the blast of the grenade. So I will say, Herbie, if you want to, you can try and contest him. So he has to go through you to get out of the truck. Do you want to let him go, or do you want to stop him or impede him in any way?
No, I would like to get out of the way. I want the truck. I don't want him.
Right. Okay. So as he leaps towards you to get out of the truck, like one of those things where like you're holding onto the door of the vehicle, and as he leaps, you kind of like push off, grabbing onto the door, and end up on the other side of the door. As he falls, like he leaps out of the truck, and I'm gonna say, because like this is an awkward position, he leaps out of the truck and falls to he collapses onto the ground, doesn't keep his footing, so he is considered prone outside of the truck on the ground, and you are like hanging on the door of the truck. Easily, able to get back around into the vehicle later on. He will, as he's laying on the ground, he will turn on his back, and you see him pull his weapon, right? But he's scrambling to his feet. He's not shooting, so he's trying to get up, basically. But his weapon is unholstered. Next, we have the person in the passenger side of the vehicle. This person, I need to roll for if they believe it's a grenade or not. Well, it is a grenade if it's a unpinned grenade. So this person actually, I'm gonna have to roll a contested for that. Oh yeah, fun. So this person, so you're looking in at the person in the passenger seat here. That person looks down at the grenade, looks over at the person who's standing in his way, like in their way to get in or out of the vehicle, right? And you see them very adeptly grab the person by the clothing on their chest, yank them into the vehicle, kind of like changing places with them. You can tell this person is using this person as a human shield. Flips their positions, pushes them basically down where the grenade is, gets out of the vehicle, and starts to move away from the vehicle.
So that person is now in the vehicle.
Yep, on the passenger side, but down like where your feet would go.
Okay.
Trying to be basically a blast shield as this person gets away.
With my grenade.
With your grenade.
That they now their grenade.
Oh yeah.
Loda, you have absolutely no idea what's going on in the cab of this vehicle. What would you like to do?
She just had a go.
Well, I just shot that.
Oh, so it's supposed to be Herbie. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay, Herbie, your go.
So I want to swing.
But my statement is true. Loda has no idea what's going on.
Yeah. I'm too busy blasting chests open.
I want to swing into the cab, train my gun on this person in the footwell, shout at him to not move, and then I want to just drive out.
I love this.
Get this cargo
this is
container
beautiful.
away from this place with these people.
All right, so Boris, we're going to use a skill. So I will remind you guys, any skill you've used in this game, right? So you applied your ticks before we started today. So any skill you've used, you can be ticking. Okay.
Yeah.
And that also means like anytime you use like like if you're using your kinetic weapon skill, you get to tick that, right? Like if you fire your weapon, you get to tick that, right? But yeah, so make sure you're ticking those things as you go. But Boris, here's a skill that I don't know if you're any good at it, and I'm pretty sure you've never used it before. I would like you to roll me a vehicle piloting check, please.
Okay. Ooh. Hang on, I just want to check that again. Yeah, no, that's right.
Nice. Well done.
That's all I roll.
That was a good roll, I'm assuming. Yeah. Yeah, you've rolled a lot of 10s, haven't you? This one doesn't happen to be a crit, though, so you could have done better. Just saying. But yeah, no, you jump into this vehicle, slamming the driver's side door shut as you do. You pull your auto pistol, and you've got it basically on like the guy, like back. So the guy is like down in the vehicle, right? Like face first in the vehicle. He is panicking, right? Like absolutely panicking, probably not thinking straight. He probably has no idea that there is or is not a grenade in this vehicle, right? He wasn't there when you did that. So he's just down in the vehicle. His boss just threw him in, or what you would consider his boss, I guess, just threw him inside here. And all of a sudden there's now a a pistol, on the back of his head, and you said what? Don't move, or
Yeah, don't move.
yeah. And he responds back with a, just don't shoot me, man. Just don't. I'm fine. Just don't shoot me, man. And then you hit the gas, and the vehicle lurches to a start, and starts driving out of the back of this garage at like full speed, or as much as you can in a vehicle like this or whatever, right? But basically, pedal to the metal, away you go, with great prowess though. Like you put it into the proper gear, you do all of the things you're supposed to do, right? It's not like there's no stalling, there's no weird stuff happening. It's like you're a professional driver. But I do need, Lotta, please give me an athletics check.
Oh no.
As this vehicle that was standing
moving.
perfectly still,
Yeah.
all of a sudden starts moving in a direction under your feet.
Athletics. Oh no. Uh-oh.
So that's our first fumble of the night. The truck all of a sudden lurches to a start, and you lose your footing, and you collapse out of the back of the truck.
Oh no.
And you land on top of a chest-bursted lady.
At least I have a soft landing.
Please, yeah, please roll me just 1d10.
Sure.
No bonuses, just a straight dice roll.
3.
Okay, you take 1 point of endurance damage as you hit the ground. I basically did a d10 half there, rounded down. So, yeah, so you hit the ground. Yeah, you're right. The lady that you just removed her chest, she definitely cushioned your fall a bit as you collapsed to the ground. And as you kind of like, you can, up on, you are prone on the ground, but you're pushing yourself up off the ground a bit, like turning around, and you see the truck moving away from you out the front of the, roll me a perception check, actually, as you see this. Oh, okay, cool. You do see 2 people have exited the vehicle and are now running. Like one of them is on their asses, collecting themselves, just kind of like you are on the driver's side, collecting themselves. They're pulling a gun out, but they're trying to scramble back to their feet, and they look like they're madly trying to get away from the vehicle. And then you also see somebody else that you haven't really gotten a good look at before, who is now walking with purpose, not running, but walking at speed away from the vehicle, kind of like through the warehouse.
Okay.
Actually going for the door, right? Like also going for the exit of the warehouse, but in the opposite direction of you are, right? So like of the driver, like the 2 of them went in opposite directions. Okay, so I should now remove people from, actually, at this point, I think there's still something. Okay, so this person's left, this person's left, the driver's still there, this person is no longer on the initiative, this person is no longer in the initiative. Okay, so next up we've got the driver. The driver scrambles to his feet and is running as quickly as they can, so they run to the next zone over, away from this vehicle. And actually, you know what? I'm going to say like this. They run away from this vehicle, and hold out their weapon, and he's pointing it at the vehicle, and then as he sees you on the ground, Lotta, he does train it on you, but he doesn't fire, and he pulls out like what looks like a comm unit, and he starts talking into the comm unit.
Okay.
Wanky, what do you do?
Hello, puppet.
You would definitely where did you go? I saw you fly across the screen.
Can you not see me?
See where you are.
You flew across
Can
the
you not
screen and
see
it
me?
disappeared.
He's a ghost.
Can you see me now?
Oh,
you're behind.
You went
behind.
underneath the driver. I was like, well, magic, man. All right, so you're basically running for the driver with your sledge out.
I full belt.
All right,
I'm just
so
going for him.
Yeah, you run from one zone to the next. You basically
Yep.
get up within close contact with this guy, and go ahead and take a swing. Okay, but now I do have to check. This guy, I think, is a bit tougher than the previous one that you dealt with. So 8. Yeah, so that actually does miss him.
No.
So you come running up to this guy. You take a swing at him with the sledgehammer, and I will say that you just barely missed.
Okay.
And you take a swing at him. He is pointing a gun at Loda and also holding a communication device to it, like he's talking on a communication device. He sees you coming, and he basically like down, like one knees it, right? Like as you come by, you swing. He
Right,
downs
yeah.
on one knee. He continues to talk into the walkie-talkie, and then he stands up and kind of like backs away from you.
Oh, jeez.
Or
He's
into the
badass.
comm device.
What the hell?
And yeah, he definitely looks like there's terror in his face, but he was less from you and more from what he just ran away from, right? Is kind of the impression you get.
Okay.
But it like, and you do see that there is a calm coming back to his face at this point, and he looks at you with like just like what the what's the word I'm looking for? Like incredulous, right? As you swing at him with a sledgehammer, it's like what the hell is going on? Is the
Yeah.
feeling you get from his reaction? Ronnie, what do you do?
What am I going to do? I'm gonna shoot him. Shoot the old driver.
He is in the wide open. He has no idea that you're there.
Cool. Yeah, I'll like kind of. Well, I'm already behind some cover, so yeah, I'll just take a shot.
Better not hit Wanky.
All right. Don't roll a 1.
Straight
Ooh,
through my
that's high.
noggin. Oh.
All right, but you are firing with a auto pistol, right?
Yep.
Okay, auto pistol at range is an 8. At medium range is an 8. So that's a miss.
Isn't that
You fire,
short?
and
Not
he, just barely miss him. The bullets ricochet over his shoulder, and he now looks in your direction. You see him make eye contact with you, and then look back at the guy swinging a freaking sledgehammer at him. There's just this like WTF all over his
He's
face.
just the driver. Stepped out with sledgehammers
guy.
and shooting.
Actually, to represent what's going on here, we will say that you guys are kind of like moving out the front of the gate, right? Loda's on the ground back here. Actually, this person would be underneath you. There we go.
Yeah.
And then this person here, you see kind of like just as like quick walking, assessing the situation, and then just walks out of the front door and disappears out of sight.
Oh.
There is a chance that because Boris,
Yeah.
Herbie, you are in the driver's seat, driving out. There's you might be able to see this person. So go ahead and give me a perception check as this person kind of like exits out the front of the building and around the side. Everybody that's in the building though can definitely not see what's going on. Yeah, so you are too distracted by your situation, driving the truck, keeping this guy on the ground, hoping he doesn't notice that the grenade still has a pin in it, to notice what's going on outside of the vehicle. And then
You better
Lota.
not pull the pin out of that grenade.
What do you do?
Yep.
Sorry.
It's you.
Um, I don't know. I guess I'll just. I'm prone, aren't I?
You are. So it takes half your. You can stand up. And I believe that does take your movement.
Yeah, I think that's all right.
Yeah. So you can stand up, and then you can still act though, but you can't move.
Yeah.
But you do take a penalty, I believe, to your actions because of that you were prone for the round.
Okay.
I will double check that.
This is the start of a new round, isn't it?
Yeah, so like you started your turn prone.
Oh, right, yep.
So whether you stand up at the end or beginning of your turn, you still get the penalty for this round, basically.
Okay.
But you can stand up so that you are now no longer prone at the end of your turn.
Yeah, I will definitely stand up.
But what would you like to do? Yes.
And this guy's hard to hit.
Imagining he's wily and gangly. As he runs his obstacle. So you can't hit him.
Yeah. He doesn't. He definitely doesn't look like like he's not like a big burly, strength, like muscly man. Definitely does look more wiry, right? More of a runner, like a. When I say runner, I mean like a track person, right? As opposed to a, like a weightlifter.
So yeah, I'm just gonna take a shot at him. Hope for the best.
Okay. I believe you just take a -1 to your action. So whatever your bonus is, -1. I'm double check that.
I'll just.
But go ahead and roll it.
Yeah.
Might not even matter because okay, so it doesn't matter. You didn't roll very well, so I don't think you even beat your own weapons to hit. So you stand up and you take a shot at him. He is in short range, but you kind of fire wide. Maybe you're getting up and you're slipping a bit. Your stance isn't so perfect because your shoes are slipping a bit on the blood and the guts on the ground
standing on a person.
you. Yeah, you're trying to make sure you don't stand on person, but even if you don't stand on person, there's leftovers of her body underneath your feet as well. But yeah, you take a shot at her, and Herbie, you are in the driver's seat of this vehicle, pedal to the metal. You're pulling out. As you come out, it's like the back of a warehouse door, right? So you have to come out, and then you have to turn down a street. You can go either left or right in this alleyway that's kind of like between buildings. You can choose one way or the other. Actually, I think it would be pretty obvious that one direction is kind of more of a dead end, like where loading areas and stuff. You'd need to pull off and go the opposite direction if you wanted to get to the roads, right? Like out onto the highways.
I assumed getting here, I would have at least looked at one map.
Oh, that's true. And you guys did case out the place a bit too. So that's you would know how to get out.
So my character's fairly knowledgeable about ships and vehicles, that kind of thing. I feel like this is something that he would know, whether this truck would fit in, like the whole truck would fit in my spaceship. Is that?
Yeah. So you would know that. So does your ship have a vehicle bay in it for like an SRV?
I could know that, but I don't. Would that be on the ship sheet?
Yeah, on your actual ship sheet in the Google Drive folder, you should see if you have a vehicle bay, basically.
I'm not quite sure where to see that. Would that be in like the fixed
I'm
or
opening this up myself. It'll be in your internals, probably right down at the bottom. Let me just quickly check.
Cargo, shield.
Cargo, shield generator.
No.
So you don't currently have a vehicle bay fitted on your ship?
I was just thinking of whether it would fit in cargo, but I don't know if that's how it works.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no. So if you wanted to drive the entire vehicle onto your ship, you would need to have a vehicle bay fitted to your ship.
Right.
But you definitely, like your cargo space, if you wanted to unload the cargo, you could definitely fit that in your ship.
Yeah. Okay, well, I just want to drive it. Is it possible to drive it back to where my ship is?
Yeah, you could head towards the loading bays for the spaceships, right? For the spaceship hangars.
Yeah. Well, that was my thought, was just bring this straight back, and then if I could fit the truck, then that's a bonus.
All right. So so you're gonna pedal the metal, try and head towards the space yard space.
So that's just what I wanted to know. But what I actually wanted to do on this turn was to try and bluff to this guy to get him to give me the grenade back, because I'm imagining he's on top of the grenade. Is that's what you've described, right?
Yeah, he is definitely on top of the grenade.
Okay. Well, Okay, I'm gonna try and bluff him again. I'm gonna say to him that's just a prop that I use to scare people with. Can you give it back to me, please? or I'll shoot you. I might remove the please.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is more of an intimidation than a bluff check at this point.
Okay. Well, I'll do.
I will let you. You can use whichever skill is better, though. Go ahead and use whatever one's better because it kind of teeters on the line there.
Right. There's a big difference, so I don't. Okay.
If your bluff is better, then use your bluff.
It is better, but it didn't.
Oh no.
Remember, though, you
yeah.
can spend karma to reroll a 1.
That is true. I totally forgot about that. Thank you.
Well,
if you spend 1 karma point, you can reroll that.
I'll do that because I don't want him to blow. Normally, that would be fine, and I would do that just for the laughs. But I don't want him to blow this up.
Okay. So roll it again. Okay. So you'll down at him to basically, what do you say? Like give you back the grenade, or what was it you said? You said it very eloquently, actually.
No, it's just nonsense about it being a prop that I use to scare people with, as
That's
if I do this all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Give it back, or I'll
he
shoot
puts
you.
the gun to the back
He
of his
just does
head.
it.
Do you keep the gun right where it is, like kind of like pressed up against him?
I haven't moved.
Okay, so then you hear him not really moving, and the gun on the back of his head, like he doesn't want to make. You can tell he doesn't want to make any fast action, right? Like in case you shoot him, and all you hear is like, "There's a grenade here," and he is absolutely panicked.
Probably shouldn't have said anything.
You feel like he might have missed the prop part and only heard grenade.
Yeah.
And
So-
he does not look like he's searching. Like he does look like he's searching for it, but not to grab it, but to get the hell away from wherever it is. Right, is the impression you're getting.
Well, is it still my go?
Yeah. So yeah, that was just you talking to
Yeah.
him basically and seeing what he would do. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to I'll reassure him that it's not real. I just need it back. I'll let you out soon. Just give it to me.
Okay. So at this point, what I'll say is, unless, and I guess maybe I should direct this to our hidden man, Wanky. Are you still, no matter what happens at this point, are you still intent on just slamming this guy in the face with a sledgehammer?
I'm not trying to
or
just
if he basically raises his hands and says, don't kill me, just like,
Yeah,
what
no,
the hell?
I was going to try
Like,
and
he drops his
intimidate
weapon,
next time.
he raises his hand.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was going to try and intimidate him this time around. Like, I was going to maybe try and smack near the balls or something as he's near the ground and just try and scare him a bit, but not kill him.
Okay. So I'm going to drop us out of combat at this point.
Okay.
And let you guys start acting normally. Is there anything like right at this moment that any of you want to do?
And I just
The driver is giving up. You did notice that he stopped talking in his device and he put it back in its holster and he dropped his gun and then he put his hands up in the air and he's surrendering.
I'm gonna sort of take a step to the side and scrape my feet on the ground, scrape the blood off. And how quick and easy is it to search someone's body?
To what? Sorry.
To search someone's body, like to see if they've got credits.
Oh, I see. Okay. you want to loot the corpse,
Yeah,
right?
like can I just like lean down and like hand in pockets sort of thing? Just quick.
Yep.
Cool.
You can totally pat down the person that you decided needed new ventilation in their chest area.
Yeah.
And you pat around, and what you find is that this person is wearing a bulletproof vest. it is, slightly damaged, I would say. You also actually pull out in one of their pockets a pair of night vision goggles.
Ooh, I'll take them.
And night vision goggles, and also an assault rifle that this person was carrying, right? As well as you pat them down, you notice that, and oh my god, as I'm looking at all of my prep, I totally forgot about a bunch of stuff that I totally didn't use on you guys. I'm such an idiot. But yeah, so they're wearing a bulletproof vest. They have night vision goggles. This person has an assault rifle, and is also carrying a flashbang grenade, a smoke grenade, and a frag grenade. One of each.
Okay. Where can I put all of these things?
So yeah, you can just write down in your sheet if you'd like. I think in the bottom there's like in your pack area.
Yeah.
You can just write all in there, or you can just make a note somewhere that you have these things. But yeah, so you've collected an assault rifle, some night vision goggles, flashbangs, flash, smoke, and frag grenade, one of each. You can, if you would like to, it'll take a bit more time, but you can try and like wrestle the bulletproof vest off this lady if you want.
It's got a big hole in it.
Yeah, it does have. Yeah,
what were
it's
all
definitely
the-
compromised.
Smoke.
And you do find, actually, give me a perception check real quick. That stuff was like really easy to see. It's kind of like
Yeah.
hanging off their body. But give me a
Mainly
quick
looking
perception
for
check.
credits.
And yes, I do see your comment there, Ronnie. We're going to do that right away. Okay, yeah, that's all you find on the body as you're searching around. Okay, I just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything immediate. So go ahead.
Sorry, what did I find again? I think I've got it all written down.
Yeah. So, I'll probably drop it into our Discord later as well. But basically, you found a set of night vision goggles,
Yeah.
an assault rifle,
Yeah.
a flashbang grenade, a smoke grenade, and a frag grenade.
Grenade. Okay. Thank you.
Right. And we will kind of
credit
I think it's good. This is definitely a good point to take a quick break. We have hit that time. We're past that time.
Yeah.
So we'll take a quick break. We'll remember that where everybody is in the situation, we just dropped out of combat. So we will be back in, how much time do we normally take, Boris?
Yeah, 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back in 5-10 minutes.
When we're ready.
When we're ready. Yes.
think he fell asleep.
Yeah, and Anubis
All right.
isn't looking.
Here we are back again.
There we go.
I think I did the thing with the music properly. So hopefully there's no doubles. So yes, welcome back. Everybody, all of you, have now leveled up. You are now level 2 in the Elite Dangerous role-playing game.
Ooh.
You start the game off as harmless. You are now mostly harmless.
Oh,
I mean, if that was
And
wanky
yes,
when he
I'm
was
totally a hat tip to Hitchhiker's Guide to the
I
Galaxy.
know. I'm excited to see what dangerous looks like for Wanky. That'll be fun.
Dangerous.
at the end of this,
Yeah,
you'll
that's
be
the
using a
top rank. Oh,
sledgehammer.
no, Elite is the top rank.
I think by the end of this, you'll be using a sledgehammer like a really light sword. Looking around.
Fencing with a
totally.
sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Fencing with a sledgehammer. Yeah, exactly. It's now a finesse weapon just for you.
He has 4 arms on him like Popeye.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like normally I realized that I jumped the gun on that a little bit. Normally I wait for people to get a full night's rest before they can use their new character sheets, but I don't care. I'm excited to let you guys use your level 2 characters. So this time you guys get to start using them now. In the future though, it'll be after a full rest when you guys level up. But yeah, so you guys are now, you've done a lot. I think if I'm not mistaken, so this has been one day. Like you guys, like this entire
it's all the
campaign
same
so far
day.
has been a single day. This has been a long day. You guys are probably starting to get tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll back into the warehouse where everybody is. We've got Herbie in the truck with a guy with a gun to the back of his head. You're telling him to give you your prop grenade back. We've got Loda, who is searching through the corpse of a lady that she created a vent in her chest. We've got Wanky, who is holding a sledgehammer kind of like perilously over the driver of the truck, who is now surrendering to you. And we've got Ronnie, who is off in the distance, who is training his weapon on this guy. You also see that he is surrendering. You also know that, like, some of you, I think Loda saw it when she fell out the back of the vehicle, and obviously Herbie would know too. But whoever was in the passenger seat of the vehicle left the building and peeled off around the side, right? But yeah, and then we've got other corpses, laying around in this warehouse. Is there anything that Wanky, Ronnie, so like while Loda is searching this body, Wanky and Ronnie, are you doing anything? Are you talking to the driver? Are you also checking out the other people that are on the ground, or something else you'd like to do?
I should probably let you do the talking until I get angry. Because I'll probably just do
Right. I
something
also forgot,
wrong.
Wanky, you are still high on drugs, so you are not seeing. You're not
It's
seeing
all the
everything
same day.
in your normal state of mind.
I am?
Yeah, this is still the same
Okay.
day. Yeah.
Oh,
You're,
damn.
a
right
little
about that. You were
more
supposed to be-
stable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're a little more
Yeah.
stable. Like giving you.
It's
Oh, I
wearing
thought I was
off,
back
but-
to normal. I didn't realize I wasn't quite... Okay, so... Right, yep.
It
Understood.
is wearing off. Like, it is definitely wearing off. And with the
Is it?
adrenaline and the
The
running
calming
around,
drugs
right? Like,
are wearing off. I don't know what gave you that idea from what I've been doing so far.
yeah. That was a bit of a miss on my side. I forgot about that. But
Yeah, me too.
But yeah.
Sorry.
no worries.
Don't think it would have changed much.
So you were saying, so you were going to let somebody else do the talking?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of try and look a little bit intimidating whilst over this guy and just kind of stay with
I don't
him.
think that's very hard.
I'm dripping with guts
Right now.
and eyeballs and
Yep, you're covered in guts. You're holding a sledgehammer. You ran
Yeah.
halfway across the warehouse, like ready to bash his face in before he was,
Yeah.
he's like, I don't want to mess with you. That's the feeling
Yeah.
you're getting right now.
good. Yeah, that's what I want to portray.
You have succeeded. Ronnie,
so,
was there anything you'd like to do?
Yeah, so Ronnie's gonna walk over and check out these 2 dead people over here, mainly at first to see if they're still alive, but because he didn't get like the full picture of what Wanky was doing, and then he realized that there's not even he doesn't even have to check for vitals. Like they're very clearly dead. So then he just goes to their pockets.
Yeah, the first one doesn't have a face, and the second one doesn't have a neck, and his head is actually kind of like a couple of feet in the different direction.
Yeah, I think the first one had a reflex. Ronnie just like reaches over to put like his 2 fingers on his neck to take a pulse, and it just nothing's there, and he's just like, what? And he's like, oh shit.
Yeah, well, what you notice is, like as you pat down these bodies, you definitely notice that they, like, you don't know what Loda found, but as you go over both these bodies, you see that they have been geared in a very similar fashion, right? Like it looks almost like that they had been given like a standard set of equipment for whatever mission that they were on, right? Like it's too synchronous for it to be a bunch of independent people loading themselves out for a mission type thing. Like this feels like they were equipped in a certain way, kind of very regimented, right? So you find again that they're both wearing bulletproof vests. These bulletproof vests are actually fully intact because their faces were attacked, not their chests. So yeah, they're both wearing bulletproof vests. They both have a pair of night vision goggles. Actually, I will say that one guy definitely does not have a working set of night vision goggles because they were on his face when it got hit with a sledgehammer. So that one is broken. And the other guy, you see the head that rolled away is still wearing a set of night vision goggles. You have to check and see if they were damaged in the roll. They both are carrying assault rifles, and they both have 1 flashbang, 1 smoke grenade, 1 frag grenade on them.
Cool. Yeah, I'll load all that stuff and come back walking with the assault rifle over each shoulder, and walking up to the driver.
It does seem odd though that they were like literally, like it honestly feels like they were, kitted out exactly the same. And then when you talk to Loda and you hear that her person was also kitted out the same way, like this feels, purposeful, right?
Yep.
So yeah, as you do that, I will flip back. So as you guys are basically kind of like holding down the situation, Wanky, you're keeping cover on the driver. He's just, hands up, submitting. Ronnie, you go and check the bodies. Loda, you check your body. So you're kind of like, going through the situation here. And then we'll head back over to Herbie. You are in the truck of this vehicle. The man that you have a gun to the back of his head, and he is panicking now, looking frantically for a grenade at his around him. You see him find it, and he's like he just responds. He's like, "Oh, I see it! It's so you said it." And he kind of like slowly turns his head towards you, like trying not to have you shoot him in the face. Right? He's like, you said it's a prop, like it's fake. It's not real.
Yeah, that is what I said. Yeah. So you might as well just hand it to me. I need it again for a later job.
And he looks back down at it, and he reaches out real slow, like, and he picks it up, and he just turns and he hands it to you. You're not sure if he believes you or not, but you also get the feeling that whether it's real or fake, he doesn't want it. And so he hands it to you.
I thought he was... My fear was using it as a bargaining chip.
Yeah. Well, you get the sense that he is very much distraught at the moment. Like what just happened to him, he was not expecting, right? And now that he's found a grenade down there and he knows it's a prop, you're probably getting the sense that he just realized what happened to him as far as like his air quotes boss just tossed him into the truck as he got out, right? Like you're starting to see the wheels in his head turning, right? Like he just realized what happened. So he hands you the grenade, and then he's like, "Can I sit down?"
Yeah, yeah, sure. Just don't touch anything. I've still got a gun.
He sits up in the seat beside you, and he puts his seatbelt on.
So what? Who was that back there? Who's your boss?
And he looks at you, and he looks in front of him again, and all of a sudden you see like the panic start to relax, and his face go a bit more stoic, and he's like, "Nobody want to meet." And then as he says that to you, as you're driving down this alleyway, getting out to the main road, getting ready to pull onto the street and start heading towards the like the space docks or whatever, right? A whole like three vehicles come tearing in, blocking the exit, and people come pouring out of these vehicles, all carrying weapons, and surround the vehicle. And you see, I gotta find the names again. I should have this up and ready to go. You see Nora get out of one of the vehicles as well, and surrounding the vehicle, and she calls out, "It's like, whoever's in the truck, get out now!"
Nora's the
good one.
Yeah, well, good.
Yeah,
she's the one that you guys are working for.
But yeah, the one we're
yeah,
actually meant to give this stuff to.
Damn, I was going to take this for myself.
Well, you called in backup, and it has arrived.
Yeah, it's probably too many people to to deal with. So I'm just gonna okay, hang on. No, I'm gonna turn to the guy in the passenger seat first before we get out and say, well, looks like we won't be going any further. That person down there, she'll kill you straight away. So how about we say you're with me? Because I'm pretty sure, like I just got a radio confirmation from my friends back there. We killed your boss, so you're probably in need of some employment, right?
And he looks at you and roll me a insight check, please.
Okay. One moment while I open the right thing there.
Just a moment. Yeah, you get the sense that as you say this to him, you felt like he was tracking with what you're saying right up until the point where you said, "We killed your boss," and then his demeanor changes, right? And he's like, and he gets a bit of a half smile on his face, and he looks at you. He's like, "Now I know you're lying. No way you killed my boss."
Well, okay.
Should I just kill him over the radio? That's his skull. Just.
But he says, "No way you killed my boss." And he looks at you. He's like, "But hey, you want me to play along? I'll play along."
I don't like this guy as much when he's not panicking.
He's starting to get his cool back, right? He's starting to get his cool back. He's not panicking anymore. But so there's a weird dichotomy happening in what you're seeing here, though, right? Like you can tell that he, like when you said you killed his boss, there was a bit of a like, I don't think so, right? But you also can tell that, right? Like after what his boss just did to him, right? He's not necessarily doing it because of loyalty. He's doing it probably out of some fear or something else, right? Or an acknowledgement of skill or something of that nature.
Okay. Well, and I'm just gonna hop out of the vehicle. I'm gonna actually. This other guy doesn't have any weapons on him, right? I didn't check that. Would I know?
Oh, yeah, he's definitely. So he had a like when he got thrown into the car, he was carrying a assault rifle, just like everybody else, right? That was out there. But that like fell out of his hands and clattered to the ground as he got thrown into the vehicle. And now that he's kind of like getting his composure again, it seems a little odd that he was like acting so scared of that grenade. It might have just been panic under the situation, right? But you now notice that he looks like he's got a couple of grenades kind of like hanging on his gear on his body as well, right? But so he is outfitted for an assault, and he's now starting to kind of like collect himself again. But yeah, he is armed. Like he doesn't have a weapon per se, like a pistol or an auto pistol or anything. But there's grenades on his vest.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna just instruct him to get out of the vehicle, and then we'll walk up to Nora and say it's in there. We really hope it's in there. We didn't check.
Yeah. So you're gonna stop the vehicle, open the door, get out slowly, or how are you exiting? The vehicle?
No, just confidently. Like, oh yeah, these are the people that we called.
Right. As you exit the vehicle, you see, in true non-Hollywood fashion, nobody actually cocks their gun because that's not actually required. But they all train them on you. And as you get out of the vehicle, you see recognition on Nora's face. And she's like, impressive. Impressive. And she walks up to you. She's like, so is it in the truck?
I want to make a joke, but I won't. I'll just say, yeah, it's in the truck.
Yeah, it's in the truck. She doesn't even, she keeps her eyes on you. She doesn't even look at any of her people. She just puts her hand up and just does like a wave. And you see 3 people move like around the back of the truck. And you're assuming that obviously they're going to check the cargo. Lotta, I will say that you have found another assault rifle just like sitting on the ground where the truck was as you were searching around.
Yay. 2 assault rifles.
Yeah, if you want them, it's there.
Carry them for now.
All right, yeah. So you're in a conversation here with Nora, or Herbie. She's like, "Good job. Well, as long as that cargo is in the back there and everything is in order, I will call this a successful delivery."
Who was that we were dealing with?
Who was that? You mean Simon? You know, we were chasing him down. Like, I'm assuming you found the truck in the warehouse with Simon?
No, I don't think so. Wait, unless
You don't think so?
unless the driver was Simon.
Wait, you know Simon's the guy we left at the door at last episode.
Made
remember?
shit his pants before.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Sorry.
Yeah, you tied him up and left him at the door that you guys snuck in.
He wasn't
thought
the
he was
boss.
lying.
Or did you leave him there? Or you left
Yeah,
him
we
for
left him
collection,
there.
right? You didn't
there.
let him go. Yeah, you left him
Yeah.
for collection. Yeah.
Yeah, we hope
Okay.
he's still there.
Yeah.
But if that wasn't Simon that was in charge there, that was someone else completely.
And she pulls out her hand terminal and she scrolls through some like there's like a little blink, like a message blink notification as you're talking to her. You can tell she's listening, but she's also looking at the data pad as you say, you know, like that. Yes, wasn't Simon or whatever. And she's like, oh yeah, looks like one of my men collected him on the other side of the building. We'll be having words. So who was in the warehouse?
We don't know. That's the problem. Simon wasn't in charge.
So what was he doing? He's selling yet to another party, is what you're telling me?
Maybe? I don't know. I think I might just end this conversation and
Okay.
move on.
Just turn around and walk away.
Yeah.
So you just turn and
She's
walk
just
away.
asking you questions and you're just walking away. Just like,
I decided I probably won't get anything interesting out of her, so
maybe
I'm
just give a
gonna...
middle finger to her as you walk off, just for good measure. Just
Did they do anything to the other guy? Is he even there still?
Well, the guy in the passenger seat, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
so as you get out and you're starting to have this conversation, you do see one person, Jesus, one person head to the like armed, like opens the side door and like points at the guy in the seat and it's like, get out, right? So like they're collecting him and they're pulling him out of the vehicle and bringing him around, basically to face Nora as well. As you, I guess, turn around and walk away.
Well, if I see that happening, I'm going to turn around and walk right back.
they've got a very odd view of you right now.
Yeah.
I just want to see what he says to her.
Well, you can tell from the way that she's collecting this person. She doesn't turn to talk to him. She's just basically, they're putting cuffs on him. They put a bag over his head and they're throwing him in the back of a car.
Oh,
Do I care enough about this person to deal with that? Kind of wanted to bring him back and then you just sort of poke him for information. We're going to set up a clubhouse somewhere in a tree somewhere. Like Sledge Crew clubhouse. And he's going to be just tied up in the corner and we'll just poke him and try and get information out of him.
yep.
Just feed him every now and then.
Yeah. Well, if you do want to, like, you imagine that what's about to happen here is they're taking this guy. He obviously is not part of their crew. They know that. You've just told her that there's another group involved. She, as far as like, she's never met this guy, so she assumes that he was not with you because you weren't he wasn't in the original meeting with you, right? So you feel like that's what they're planning to do with this guy, right? Like take him and interrogate him, right? If you want in on that, you can ask.
Well, yeah, I'm just gonna walk back up to Nora.
Yeah, and she's
Restart the
already like
conversation.
when you walked away, she kind of like just turned away as well and started talking to her men to like dispersing orders, right?
No, I'm
and
just
she's
gonna
pulled
slide
her
right in
handheld
front
out
of her
again, and as
face.
you walk back up to her, yeah, as you walk back up to her, she just kind of like looks up and she's like, "Do you have something else?"
Yeah, I want
Our
to know
business
who that,
is done if you want it to be.
I want to know who that guy is. Consider that
So do we.
the payment, the extra payment for all this extra work you made us do. I want to know who these people are.
Well, if you would like, meet me back at my office. We will be in questioning this person there.
Do you have any spare
You
vehicle
are more than
days
invited.
for a ship?
Sorry. Do I have a spare vehicle bay?
Yeah,
You mean like
I'd like one on my ship. If you have one just lying around that you're not using.
That's such an odd request. I don't just have a spare vehicle bay lying around, but I'm sure that if you go talk to, the reputable sellers at
All right, okay, I've got enough. I'm going to walk away now.
they can equip you one.
Okay, right. I've finished that. I guess I'm just going to wait to be picked up from the other people. I don't know how we got there in the first place.
You're not actually that far away. You could walk
No,
back
you're,
to the
like, just
warehouse.
out-
Like they literally
outside the door.
stopped you
Right.
at the alley. So like you got out the door, went down the alley, and you're heading onto the first main road to keep going, and that's when you got blocked off. So you're like 5-minute walk back to the warehouse.
Yeah, I thought I was a better driver than that. Thought I was zooming.
So you are like you were doing
There
you were
just
doing
wasn't
real
much
good,
time.
but you
Yeah.
just got
Like, not much
there
time.
wasn't
Yeah.
much time. Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
like
I'll just walk back to them.
Yeah. Okay. So you start heading back. You also notice as you start heading back, there is a group of 4 armed people, mercenaries or whatever that came from Nora's squad, right? And they're all moving at haste towards the warehouse as well, up in front of you. Like they're like jog walking, right?
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna jog. That sounds yuck. So I'm just gonna walk.
All right. So while that whole conversation was happening, that took a little bit of time. The 3 of you back in the warehouse, is there anything you would like to do before you are greeted by a new set of guests?
I think we'd
I
message.
will remind you because it has been a little bit of time. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say we'd probably message Herbie to let him know that
Yeah.
we've kind of cleaned up here and we have a guy that we're gonna talk to. We have the driver.
Okay. Well,
You will get that message and you can respond before the group of 4 show up in the warehouse if you would like to.
sure if this guy seemed to know a little bit. I don't know if he did know a little bit more or not. Like he was communicating. I don't know if I trust Nora to let us in on the interrogations. So I was going to try and keep someone. I don't know how we're going to sneak a person out.
Yeah. Well, you can send a message back if you would like to say.
Why do we
we'll
want
try
to
and
know
hide
who
them.
these people are?
I'm just
In case
We've
they try
done
to kill
our
us again.
part of the job.
That's actually a very good point. Why do we want to know? I was so invested, and now you've completely crumbled that
Yeah,
for me. We
we've-
don't care about these people.
Yeah, we've delivered
could just
our
sledge
goods. We just need our payment, and we can get out of here.
I love how in character you are, Lana. All you care about is we got the money, we're done. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
we've
What are you
done
guys
our
worried
job.
about?
We get paid. Hopefully, we can finagle some extra pay.
Oh no, I've blown that.
I know.
Right, I'll just.
As a quick reminder, I will say that in the warehouse, right, you did spot a opened, like broken open cargo crate that
Yeah.
was near the truck as well.
Well, my message that I send back is just hold him if you can, but let him take him if you can't.
So you get the impression.
Oh, and
that
by the way,
you
there's some
have
people
visitors
coming. So some of Nora's people. That's how I'll word it.
I will have a look at the open cargo thing, because I would be near it, I assume.
Okay. Yeah. So you head over there. Give me a perception check.
Perception. Oh, my perception's so high now.
You worked on that one, did you?
Yeah.
You realized it was something you use a lot?
Yeah.
I did the other. Mine's still one.
Yeah. That's fine. You got lots of people that can see things. Oh, wow. Nice. Okay. So you can tell as you look at this, you personally, Lotta, got a decent look at the original crate that you guys picked up, right?
Yeah.
You were part of the receiving crew, and you helped load it on to the vehicle and everything, right? As you look at this over, this is very much the cargo container that the thing you guys were carrying was in originally, and it has been you can tell that it has been forcibly opened. And the contents, like the inside of the container, is empty. You also notice as you're going all over it, because of your excellent perception roll, that there appears to be a small device that has been skillfully hidden inside the crate.
Ooh. I'm gonna dive in and get it.
Yeah. As you pull it out, you quickly realize that this looks like some sort of a tracking
Yeah.
or recording device of some kind. You can, if you have more time later, you can probably dive into it a little bit more, or even get somebody on your crew that is good at that
Yeah.
stuff to take a closer look. There
If it
is
makes it back. Because you'll probably just go, it's not worth any money, and then throw it in the bin.
No, it might be. Things have
you
value.
can't tell it's active. Yeah, you can't tell it's active. And you don't know, you have no idea, I guess, if this was on the crate before, right? You'd never seen it before. It was also also on the inside of the container. But yeah, so you find that, and I'm assuming pocket that. You also notice as you're looking around the outside of the container that there is a small, and you're like, man, you didn't see this before, but there is a very embossed, small etched kind of symbol in the side of the crate. And it looks like, I will give you a handout.
Ooh.
Oh.
In journals, all players
A handout. How exciting.
save.
Whoa.
Can you see that mysterious symbol on crate?
A triangle.
Mysterious.
Triangle. So that is kind of when you were looking at the crate before, right? It seemed perfectly smooth, no
Yeah.
markings of any kind on it. But you now pick this out, as you're really going over this crate now. You see this, and it's like a kind of like an indent, it's done almost as an indentation, right?
Yeah,
Like an embossing, right, on the side of the crate, and it's really slight. And as your hand, you find it mostly because as you were kind of looking around the crate, your hand kind of felt an imperfection in the crate, and then you took a closer look and you saw this. You shine a light on it, get a right angle, and you can sort of make out this symbol, right?
All right,
it is really hard to see.
All right, I'm gonna take as best of a picture of it as I can.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, so you do that, and you can tell after you look at your work, and you're like, you can make it out, right? It's
Yeah.
hard to see even in the picture, but with some enhancing, photo enhancing techniques and stuff like
Zoom
that,
and
you can probably
enhance.
make it look a lot better. Yeah, exactly. Was that like a CSI reference or something? But yeah, so that's what you find as you kind of go over the crate. It definitely looks like this thing has, as you look on the inside of the crate, like it has slowly, the metal and the housing of this thing has slowly been eating away. It looks very similar to the damage that happened to your guys' ships. And that damage is only on the outside of the crate. It looks like the inside of the crate is in perfect condition.
Weird.
Okay.
That's it's not the way things normally. The road.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So as Lotta is doing this, that'll probably take you to the point where the group of four will arrive in the warehouse. So while Lotta is doing that, Ronnie and our friend Wanky, is there anything that you would like to do in the interim? All three of you have received the message from from Herbie that you will be having visitors soon, and that if you can, what was your words? Like if you can hide this guy away or stash him or something? I can't remember.
Neither. It's probably just if you can keep him.
Yeah. So yeah, you get the impression from the message that you're about to have visitors. Those visitors are coming from Nora, and your friend Herbie is asking you if there was any way that maybe you can keep him instead of her.
Well, I think Ronnie's just gonna walk up and grab that guy's like whatever he was using to communicate with people, because that's been his MO so far, just stealing people's comm units. So
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
grab it out of his,
You have no
wrist.
problem snatching that from him. He does not resist. He just got his hands up.
Cool. And then I'll just like kind of take a couple steps away and then start going through it. Like he's not even gonna talk to him. He's just gonna go through his comm unit.
Okay. It is definitely locked, and it's got some. Looks like high encryption, right? Like it's you can't just open it up. You're gonna need some time to try and break into this thing.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna pocket it then.
Okay.
Keep it for later.
Can I just take my sledgehammer, not the hitting end, and just kind of clock him in the face and knock him out? And just kind of just like a little tap to his noggin. Still.
Yep. Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm just gonna do that, and then I'm gonna drape the body that Lotta had like just made a hole in over him, and just hopefully they think he's dead. That's what I'm going with. That's my best plan.
You're gonna try and hide him under another dead body.
Yep, pretending he's just a dead bloke. Yep.
Okay. You knock him out, drape a dead body over him, and as you
Yes.
finish and stand up, and kind of like nonchalantly walk away from the situation, you see four heavily armed people in full body armor with helmets and the whole 9 yards make their way in as looks like a well-oiled, trained group of people, kind of head in and then split out into 4 different directions, right? 2 of them stay with the 3 of you, kind of like slowly walking up to you. One of the guys kind of like puts his hand on, doesn't do that because that's dumb. That's always how they do it in the movies, but you don't need to freaking do that to talk on a freaking walkie-talkie or whatever. But you hear him talking. He starts to talk. So it's like, we've got three people in the warehouse, and then you see him stop for a moment, listen, and then he just looks at the 3 of you and he goes, looks at you, Lotta. So Lotta, and waits.
What?
He says your name with a question mark at the end and waits for an answer.
Yeah? What? What do you want?
And then he turns to the next person and he's like, Wanky?
What's it to you, shit face?
And then he turns to the last person. He says, Ronnie?
Huh? What? What did I forget?
And then he talks not to the 3 of you, but obviously to somebody else. Is like, found the other 3 in here. The situation looks taken care of. Searching the area, and then the 4 of them kind of like spread out and start.
Can I
kinda, like,
yell at
keeping-
them?
Yeah. Sure.
Yell. There's a guy somewhere. Because I saw the guy get out of the car and wander off. Like the cool looking guy. So I just yell at him, there's a guy somewhere.
Okay, as you
Look
do
out.
that, he stops and he looks back at you, and then he just says, you know, like in a normal toned voice, secure the area, and then he turns back to you, walks over to you, takes his puts his gun down to his side, takes his helmet off, holds it in his under his whatever, right? And he walks up to you and he's like, sorry, there's somebody else here.
I'm not sure if he's still here. He looked pretty fancy.
You look really
Fancy, you say.
cool.
Which way did this person go?
He went out the car door and to the
Oh, and yeah, it would be the opposite direction that Herbie drove.
yeah.
Okay, so you you relay this information, and then he kind of looks away from you a little bit, and he starts talking again. He's like, possible nether. I don't know how you would say this, right? What's the right terminology? Possible hostile left the situation. You hear him like giving directions, right? Like what you said, like left the warehouse or the blah blah, went
He
this direction.
seemed pretty
right?
good at doing stuff.
And then as you say that, like you hear him translating, like you say something like that he seemed pretty good at doing stuff, and then you hear like him talking over the radio, like probably a skilled operative of some sort, right? Like you hear like the translation happening as you're talking and he's talking and relaying information. Yeah. Do you say anything else?
No, that's it.
Didn't you just see
Well,
this
I-
person walking out the door? That's all you saw of it?
Well, I saw someone get pulled into the vehicle and then another person jump out like it was magic.
Yeah. You saw it all very quickly, so you
Yeah.
didn't really get a good look. But
No.
yeah, like you,
Possible
But
acrobat.
yeah, you're relaying this
Yeah, possible acrobat.
information. Possible acrobat.
Stage magician got away.
Yeah. And then you hear like you say possible acrobat, and then you hear like over the comm something like yeah, well trained. I don't know how would you turn that into something proper, like like I was gonna say like very high dexterity, but that's very mechanical. But
Well, skilled operative
Nimble.
I know,
was,
yeah.
Yeah.
was
Skilled
good.
operative, yeah, like yeah, like like whatever you're saying, like your
He's
your
translating it
nomenclature
into
for stuff, right? He's
something that makes
translating, and
sense.
yeah, and it sounds very like
Normal.
like this is common language that has been used for this
Yeah.
person to communicate with their others, right?
Mhm.
And then when you tell him where this person had gone, right? He's relaying that information, and then he stops for a moment, right? Like you can tell he's probably listening, and then he looks back towards you and says, "Thank you for the information. Is there anything else?"
No.
All right. And he just looks around the warehouse, and his eyes fall on a lady that is missing her stomach. And his head turns slightly. He looks at it. His eyebrow goes up, and you see just a slight nod. And then he continues onto his business. So these guys are basically swarming out. You see them first, like they're going out through they definitely note all of the different people that are laying on the ground, right? They do, like, as they go to each person, they go up and they do the thing where they like checking for life, checking for a pulse, right? All that kind of stuff. As they get to the lady with the hole in her, somebody like leans down, just looks at the situation, right? Shakes their head. You see like a shrug. Puts his hand on the person's neck, right, on her neck, nods, and then puts his hand on the next person's neck, and then stops, right, and goes, "We got a live one over here," and then he moves on, right, and they're all heading out to like basically.
I'll
Yeah, so
take
they've
care of
noted
that.
it, and then they're continuing to make sure, like they're basically securing the perimeter, right, before they deal with the rest of it. But yeah, so they move out. The 4 of them all move out into the perimeter. They have actually, sorry, the 3 of them move out into the perimeter. The one that's taken the helmet off, that was talking to you, Lotta, stays there with you guys, while the rest of the crew is securing the facility. We can head back over to Herbie in his walking.
Yeah.
You get back to the warehouse at this point, right? Like this little situation has played out, right? And as you come into the warehouse, you see somebody like one of those armed guards, obviously with their helmet off, clutched under their arm, standing near Lotta. It looks like they maybe were talking, but they're not talking anymore. And then you see 3 people moving out into the darkness into the warehouse, and then of course the scene before you with the bodies and everything.
I think I'm just gonna stride in and then go, so what do we do now? Everyone.
Hey, no, Herbie. Was Nora out there?
Oh yeah, she's got everything.
Did she pay you?
Didn't think of that.
No, we're getting paid from the other guy.
Oh, she's not paying us. We're getting paid
No.
from
We're getting paid for the other guy.
Conrad.
Yeah, Conrad.
Right.
Yeah. There's
Okay.
a half up front, half on delivery kind of thing.
Right. Well, on delivery, I assumed that meant Nora was going to pay us, but okay. I guess she tells Conrad, and then we go back there. Okay.
She's gonna let us in on some information about that other guy that was in the truck with me. If anyone even noticed there was a guy in the truck with me, we had a whole thing. Quick little relationship. Looked like it was going somewhere, but thought, no, it's not worth it. So yeah, she'll let us in, hopefully. We'll get some information. Maybe we'll get some more work out of that. But now we just got to work out where to go to... We still have to deliver this thing?
That's
our
what
job
you
is
just
delivered.
did.
We've done.
Yeah, you delivered it to Nora.
Yeah.
She took it. She took the truck and drove off, like as you were walking away.
The cargo was in the truck that you were driving, Herbie. Did you not know that?
No. Okay, so if you get a letter sent to you, the postman doesn't track you down. They go to your house. We didn't go to her house.
No, but she now has... If you intercept the postman on the street and take the letter off him, he doesn't still then have to go to your house.
There's Nora, fuck off, I'm taking you to your house.
I'm just picturing the mailman just like following the person to their house.
Just to make sure it gets
for a
delivered.
second. It's like, okay, good. And
Okay.
then walks away.
Okay, so
Okay,
we
but-
gotta go back to Conrad.
But Herbie, you said she's got information for us.
Oh yeah, my friend,
Yeah.
he's in, just like this other guy over here. I'm gonna gesture towards the driver who's getting dragged away. They're gonna get interrogated, so we'll get to know what they know.
Oh,
See if we
so
can
she's
find
just
out.
gonna like call you, send you a text,
We've got
an
to
email?
stop by. We've got to stop by her office.
Okay. So that's what we should do next, yeah?
Yeah, but I'm kind of sleepy.
Okay.
Could do with a sleep.
I guess, yeah, I'm pretty sore. Taking a few hits.
Yeah, there was no what's the word I'm looking for? You didn't need to do this right away, right? Like if you wanted to sleep the night and then go over to her place in the morning, like you didn't get the impression that this had to happen now.
Yeah. I'm a bit worried that we'll turn up to her office tomorrow and it'll be gone. There'll be no one in it.
That Nora was also a what do we
Tenzo.
call them? Yeah, Pretenzo.
Pretenzo. It's
Pretora?
Pretenzos all the way down.
Yep. It was all part of a grand con where the original Pretenzo is in league with Nora to make something.
So how do we get paid? We have to go back to Conrad.
Yeah,
or
we got to
does
go
it
back
just
to
appear?
Conrad.
Or we can call him.
Well, so yeah,
Oh, do we? Yeah, we
yeah,
got to
you
call
do
him?
live in a universe where you can make communications between systems and stuff. Yeah. You also do get the impression, like, you didn't stick around very long to talk with Nora about what she was going to do, but you would imagine once she verifies that she has what she needs, she will also probably be contacting Conrad.
Okay, I want to walk back to the door and look and see if they're still around the truck.
By this point, you see that the truck is gone, and there is a single vehicle that you recognize that's still sitting there, and it looks like it's actually driving down the alley towards you guys. But there was, like, originally there were 3 vehicles, and your truck looks like the truck, 2 vehicles are gone, and one truck is kind of like coming down the alleyway towards you.
Okay, that saves me a walk. And just see if this is going to be Nora. Ask her about whether it's actually the package or not, but in I don't know, a better way than that. Make it seem like is it all okay? That's how I should phrase it. Not, we never actually checked if that was your package, so is it?
Well, if you remember, she said, "I assume that the truck has our container or whatever, right?" And you actually said yes.
Yeah.
So just reminding you that you have told her that
Yeah.
Yeah.
that the correct package was in the back of that truck. Now, you do also imagine that she probably checked for herself before they drove off with it.
Yeah. So that's what. Oh, I don't know. Do we just wait for this other car to come?
It's almost here, but yeah, like, you guys, you see, like, that the 3 people have gone off and they're like out of sight now. They're checking the whole place. You hear, because that one guy that's standing beside you, Lada, like, he didn't leave, right? Every once in a while, you do hear kind of like his comm unit, and you hear kind of like standard, kind of like clear, like people basically saying that they're not finding anybody else throughout the building, right? So you get the sense that right now that's what they're doing, but they're probably going to be coming back to him ultimately.
Okay. Well,
He sees you come in, Herbie, and, like, he looks right at you and he's like, because he already saw you earlier, right? You saw him, he saw you earlier or whatever. You wouldn't have known it was him because he had his helmet on, right? But he's like, just nods at you. Welcome back.
Okay.
And you see him just kind of like assessing the situation. He looks like he actually is probably about to walk over to the body that's still breathing.
I've always wanted. This is out of character. I've always wanted, if someone nods at me, I want to, like, just do the same, but, like, just a shake. Like, instead of up and down, just up.
That's
Side to
something you could do. That's not a hard thing to do.
No, but it's the social pressure that stops me.
Do you do this in the game though? Is this what you do back?
No, I think I'm just gonna blank him. Just sort of recognize that he nodded and keep walking.
All right. He turns and starts walking towards the dead body laying on top of the body that he was told had a pulse. And as this happens, the truck does roll up behind you, Herbie, at the entrance. It kind of rolls in a little bit right where the truck was. It rolls in far enough that it is, like, off the street and in the warehouse. And then the vehicle stops, and it looks like it's a, like, SUV style thing, right? It's big enough that it looks like it's got passenger side, driver side door, but then also, like, 4 doors as well. So there's 6 doors, 3 on either side. So it looks like this thing could carry a few people. The vehicle stops, and out of the passenger seat, you see Nora pop out, right? And the driver stays in the vehicle, and nobody else gets out of the vehicle. But she pops out and looks over at her man that is walking over to the body. He looks at the body again, but then sees her there, turns around, and then walks towards her. And they're gonna have, like, you can tell it's just a quick conversation about, like, the situation in here so far. Like, and you can interrupt if you want, but that's basically what's happening.
Yeah, I'm gonna interrupt it. Like, just as they start to talk, I want to just step in front of the guy who took his helmet off and begin a conversation with Nora.
Okay.
Just cut in. Was it all good? Was the package fine? It wasn't damaged?
And she looks at you kind of, she takes a step back, right? And then she looks at you, she's like, from what I can tell, yep, it looks like the package is in good condition. From what I can tell, I am, I'm gathering the information. I'll be sending that back to Conrad to confirm proper receipt of the cargo.
Okay, you confirm my next question. And then I just turn around and walk away.
And as you turn around and walk away, you notice that the guard that you stepped in front of, or the guy, right? He, like when you just did that, he turned around and started heading back towards the body. And then as you walk away, he stops and turns back, and then he's doing a bit of a double take, right? And then it's like shake, arms go up, and he heads back over to talk to Nora, give her a debrief.
All right, shall we go home? Where's home?
Yeah, go back to our ships. Have a sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I
Call
might
Conrad in the morning.
swing by. Oh, if we sleep, do we get health back?
Yes, once you've completed a rest, there's a few things we'll do. Yes,
Okay,
for
right.
sure.
I need to know
but
whether I have
there
to swing by a
is-
doctor.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, you can swing by a medical station, right, and have somebody work on you. If you haven't had any medical aid done to you in the day already, you can
Oh,
still
no,
have
I
that
did.
done. You did? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, you can only. I believe it's 6 hours. So and you haven't like that much time. I don't think has passed since.
Unless
since
you
guys
have
finished
a
this.
unless you have a doctor in your team.
Oh, yeah, unless you have a
that
doctor.
has a karma capability that's called diligent medic, and I can do it again by spending karma.
Oh,
I don't want
Yeah.
you to
So
spend
I
all
will
your
let you know
karma.
before you decide to do that. Yeah. Well, so I'll let you know. Basically, what happens is when you rest, you will gain back five endurance. So if you have 5 or less endurance that you're missing, then the full night's rest will fix that. If you have more than 5 endurance missing, then having somebody do some medicine on you could be useful.
And karma recharges after a rest.
Yeah. After a full night's rest, by the book, you get 1 karma back every night. I have discovered throughout playing this game multiple times with multiple groups that nobody likes the 1 karma recovery every night. That everybody hates it. And the reason that I have decided to come up, I have a homebrew rule for this now, and the reason for it is because the way that the system works, it seems like it takes a long time to recover karma, which means that people tend not to use it, and they also tend to pick karma capabilities that only cost 1 or 2, right? So I feel like it kind of like takes away from that aspect of the game.
Yeah.
So the homebrew rule that I use is that every full night's rest, you actually roll a d10, and then you half the result. So round down half the result, and that's how much karma you get back that night. So basically, you have a chance of getting back. You will, no matter what, you will still always get back 1 karma, just like the book says. But you have a chance of getting back up to 5 in a night if you roll a 10, right?
Cool.
So it just means that you can recover your karma faster, but it's still kind of up to a dice roll on how quickly you recover your karma. But it does so far. It has gone over well, and cooler karma stuff has been happening as a result. So I'm happy with that. But yeah, so those things will happen when you sleep. Yeah, if there's anything you would like to do before, because you're free to basically vacate the situation, leave it to Nora and her crew, because you get the impression that they're probably going to take care of like the cleanup and make sure that this all goes away. And you can meet up with them the next morning. You can go there tonight. You can go back to your ship, have a sleep. If there's anything else you want to do in between now and then, let me know. I'll stop talking.
Before we leave, I'm gonna have a quick chat to Nora.
But I've done all of the
Okay.
talking
You're
really
so
well.
bad at chatting. All right. So, I didn't think of what I'm actually gonna say. So I'm gonna try, hopefully use bargain with her. So basically, we've done all this extra work because your establishment was not secure. And they've done all this extra work to get this big, stupid package to you, and then to rescue it from people who were pretending to be you. And we've eliminated all these people for you. We've dealt with the Simon situation, because if the building's clear, then you guys definitely have him. I was just wondering if you could have a chat with Conrad and see if you could throw in a bit extra for us, because of all the stuff that we've had to deal with here, we've missed out on our quick job bonus because of something that happened at your office. So I was hoping if you could chat to Conrad and give us a bit of that bonus back.
She looks at you. So first, let's just. It's not a bad argument. I like it. So roll me a charm check first.
Charm.
If I come over and say, yeah, over her shoulder, will that help with the charm? Because I've got a high charm.
Why don't you roll me a charm as well, and we'll see if it helps or if it deters.
No.
I wonder which.
Yeah, both of you roll me a charm check.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Okay, so your particular brand of seems to go over well. She just thinks you're a little odd. You can tell that she's like looking at you like half sideways face, right? Kind of like, but you see a small smile on her face, and she shakes her head. She's kind of like whatever, but he's interesting. But that does help you in your charm. So now go ahead and roll me that bargain, and I've lowered the difficulty because of your amiable ways.
I hope you of all people should have a high bargain, right?
Yeah. Ooh.
Damn.
Okay. Yeah, so she looks at you. She looks at Herbie, and she's like, well, first of all, I think there's enough blame to go around here. Yes, my place was infiltrated. But you also handed over my cargo to somebody you didn't verify was actually my employee.
Who didn't pick up the phone when
so
I was
there's
trying to
enough blame.
verify?
I was in a business meeting.
Right. Okay.
But I think there's enough blame to go around.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that I can put in a good word for you with Conrad. And despite the fact that it took longer than we had hoped to retrieve the cargo, I think I could convince him to still give you that bonus for quick delivery.
Excellent. I think that's fair. I think that's all I can ask of you. So all right. It was good enough doing business with you.
Speaking of which, you lot do seem capable enough. I did extend an invitation to Herbie to drop by and see our organization a little closer up, and also any information that we might uncover from.
I thought that was like a personal
both.
date thing.
Do you say that to her? She's basically like, so if you do drop by tonight or tomorrow morning, that is totally fine. Obviously, tomorrow we might know a little bit more out of him after we've had a night with him. But I may also have some more work for you if you're interested.
I guess we'll have a think about it.
Totally understandable. Well, it was good doing business with you. If I don't see you again,
all right.
I hope that you find whatever it is you're looking for out there. If I do see you tomorrow or tonight, we will talk business then.
Excellent.
we going to bed now? We're a bit over time.
Is that what you want to do?
All right.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on,
So basically,
Wanky
we're gonna.
Doodle. It's time for
What?
Betty Buys.
It's time for Betty Buys. But yeah, so we can basically wrap it up here where so you guys will get a full night's rest. You can head back to your ships. You have like, you know, kind of like ships these days are literally like kind of like your floating homes, right? So you would have a bunk, like a whole setup on your ship. So you can always head back and sleep on your ship as long as you have it available to you. But when you're at stations like this too, if you want to, you can, you know, drop a little extra coin and get a hotel if you want some luxury or whatever, right? But if you all head back to your ship and you can get a full night's rest, you're not interrupted in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, you can recover. Everybody can recover 5 endurance.
All right.
And then who has used any karma?
I have.
But only
I have.
one.
How much have
so
you
I
used?
get that back.
You've only used 1, so yeah, you go back up to max. Has anybody used more than 1 karma?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so how about whoever has used more than 1 karma? So roll me a d10, and you round it down, and then you take half of that, and that's how much karma you get back.
That's an easy one.
Yeah, so you get 4. That's a pretty good roll.
I got 1.
So yeah, so a lot of you got 4 back, and you got 1 back. Yeah, so I mean that's no worse than you would have got even with a normal
Exactly.
roll. So,
Yep.
but yeah, there's always a chance of getting more. And I'm assuming, Wanky, you have not used your karma yet.
Nope, haven't used any of my karma yet.
All right, but yeah, feel free to as we go forward.
Yep, I shall do.
All right, so yeah, so that's at a full night's rest. Let's just make sure I'm not missing anything, but I think, yeah, karma and endurance is recovered at a full night's rest. We will pick up basically when you guys wake up the next morning, well rested, and you can decide what you want to do next. You know, contact Conrad, go see Nora, see what she's got going on there, and anything else you'd like to do. Obviously, at a port of call like this too, there might even be, you know, other people you can try and find or contact for work, right? Things like street rise roles and things of that nature to see if there's other people around, or you can even ask people like Conrad or Nora, right,
People on the
about
street.
stuff like that. But
Walk down the street.
streetwise is more of
With
a
all
like
hugs flying.
like understanding the situation, right? Like
Yeah.
finding the black markets and things of that nature, right?
I'm just
But-
gonna
but
go
yeah,
to
so
work in like a pizza restaurant.
You can do that too.
We'll just be a delivery.
We'll have to role play
boy
that
for
out though.
the-
Just warning you right now.
Yeah. What would I to roll to like deliver a pizza? Would we have to go
That
every
would
step
be
of the
that would be
way?
your
Life.
vehicle piloting, right? Because you'd be driving a
Yeah.
car.
Would we have to
No,
do?
honestly, for like rolling a
Yeah. Sorry.
for like just a normal vehicle like that, like nothing special, I would just say you do it. Right?
Yeah.
Like you're not under any pressure. You know how to drive a car.
So the whole thing would just be, I do this, and you go, yep.
Okay.
I do this. Yep. Okay.
Well, I would role play it out like everybody that you met and talked to, right? Like your boss and like your employees, and you know, maybe you have to go get some supplies, right? Like we would go through the whole thing.
Maybe we should just open a takeaway.
All right. I'm sorry. I dragged it out a bit longer.
Nope, no worries.
What are we doing now? We've made those changes.
goodbye?
Are we good to say goodbye? Okay. So
Unless there's any, yeah, is there any wrap up that you guys want to do before we exit, or are we good for the night?
I think that's
Okay, good.
that's good. And we're back
Excellent.
again hopefully next Sunday. Although we've decided if we can't make it, I can't all make it. We've decided this without any of you. If we can't all make it, then we'll play Among Us.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Ah, okay,
Ooh.
So that'll be next Sunday, 3 hours earlier than now.
awesome.
I'm all done.
Works for me.
Yeah.
Well, I hope everybody watching enjoyed, and we will see you in 1 week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.